And we are now live.
Hello, world.
Hopefully. There we go. Alright. It's looking good. Well, they can't. Now they can. Well, they'll be able to see it and just. Well, maybe. There we go. Alright. Sweet. So. There we go.
Alright.
Alright. So we got Mr. Andrew
Hello,
in the booth with us tonight. He was on Enchantress a couple Mondays ago. So
Yeah.
we saw him on camera.
Yeah, that was not the best reintroduction to Legacy.
No.
I faced so Trinosphere is a well-built, structurally sound house.
Yes.
Against Enchantress.
It's I enjoy it.
It's sort of like it's like running with shin splints. Like doctors advise against it, but like you could do it maybe, but it's painful. It's just rough.
You'd have a hard time. You'd have a hard time doing it. I mean, that's just good.
So I faced like the guy who's playing Dragon Stompy, and I also placed the guy who's playing the Tezzeret.
Yeah.
I just kept running against.
Which is rough.
Trinosphere.
It happens.
Like it's the prison decks butting heads. It just doesn't.
Yeah.
Someone's got to win.
Yeah, because Chalice, and actually, turn one Chalice does a lot against you too.
Chalice
Utopia,
for one.
Utopia Sprawl, and then
it cuts off all the mana acceleration. Yeah.
That's.
So I'm working on another spicy brew for the next time I play.
Oh. What? Anything fun?
I'm trying. Like I've seen lands do really well.
Yep.
And so I'm working on that. Like I don't know if I can. I'm still missing a Tabernacle. I don't think I'm gonna splurge for that just yet.
The good thing is, once you have a Tabernacle, you have it.
You have it. It's yours. It's fine.
So, like
until it disintegrates in 50 years, you're good.
Yeah, just double sleeve it and keep it not wet, and then you should be okay.
Yeah, that's the plan. Like, lands have been doing, like it's top 8'd two of the last three SCG Opens, and it's just good.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely I think it's well positioned. So.
And there's been a couple of guys. The creator of lands, a number of years ago, had been fooling with smokestacks.
Yep.
In it for like the Miracles matchup and for things that aren't a little bit more controlling. So that's kind of a neat spicy thing because smokestack is probably one of my favorite cards ever printed.
Oh, so they're putting smokestacks in lands.
Yeah.
Okay.
As an extra thing, like you pull out. Mainly, they're cutting Mana Bond, which is the thing where you discard your hand, put all your lands in play, which is fine if you've got like the nuts, because you could drop like Thespian Sage, Dark Depths, Mana Producer, Wasteland.
Yeah.
And then you've got to turn to 2020 Indestructible.
And see, I always forget that
or turn 1, I suppose.
That Mana Bond is legal in Legacy. Because
it's not that super like it's sort of this really powerful effect if.
Well, in the right shell.
In the right shell, which you need 30+ lands for that shell to be, so it's basically one deck.
Yeah. All right, so now I know we're live. All right, good. That's the important thing. That is certainly.
Stream configuration quality, excellent. So we're on task. We're
that's why I get a hard
running clean.
Yeah, that's why I get a hardwire. Oh man, why is That's interesting. No, I'm looking at our round, and it seems to have grown a little bit somehow.
Oh, spontaneous growth is.
It happens sometimes, right?
The Matrix is paying attention to us.
And now now life total is going.
We're not
crazy.
You guys good?
Yep. All right. So what do we got?
Mostly, yeah.
Let's see. Do you want me to tell you? Do we want to go right off the bat? Let's see. Let's get
Well, we've got David and Ned. Are both of them going to?
We've also got GP player extraordinaire Ian and
Farnon.
Yeah. So let's get
Phil.
Yeah,
that's probably
it's going to be good.
Probably
on
Storm and
whatever
games. So let's get them.
Thank you, Chip.
All right.
That'll be good. That'll be good. All right, so we'll see where they're shutting down. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure. Actually, I have no idea what Ian's on. I'm guessing probably some sort of Delver. More than likely.
Okay.
But
that's sort of like the matchup. It's one of the matchups that are gonna I imagine might define Grand Prix New Jersey, because people are talking about how you fight Treasure Cruise decks, and one of the ways is fast combo. And so you have like the Delver mirrors. You've got maybe Death and Taxes in there, but you also have the fast combo decks that are trying to just go off and win before they have enough cards in the graveyard to even start cruising. Like before they get their life vest on, before they get the booze flowing, they just win. So.
Yeah. No, that's I mean, yeah, I have no idea. But
that's the idea anyway. That's kind of why, like, that's why I think, or maybe even why Dredge won 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Oh, I mean,
because no one's even packing legitimate hate for it because they're just like, oh, the crew, and then Dredge just eats everyone's brains.
Oh no!
The match.
Somebody just did something terrible to the.
Oh, they moved the camera.
and
thou shalt not move the camera, and thou shalt not use playmats.
Oh no! They have. All right, give me 1 second.
Dole out the justice mark. So he's got to go. He's got to go rectify this situation. So we're gonna get this squared away. Like we like to use the mat so we don't dirty up the mat that's already on there, and just for sake of consistency, I suppose, tradition and all that. Do we have actually anyone in the chat? Is anyone actually here? People say hello if you're watching. Oh. My goodness. So as we said, there's Ian Farnung, and we'll also be watching Phil Silverman.
There we go.
Silverman. All right. He's probably on Ant or Storm version.
Yeah, he is on Ant. Telly, Jesus, how you guys doing?
Oh my goodness, we have people. Peoples.
All right, so
Jesus and Telemachus. Telemachus. Wonderful, great guys.
I guess it's probably Stoneblade. Give me one sec.
Put Stone Delver.
All right, ready, steady. Let's start that. Sweet.
Ready, steady, go.
Okay. All right, there we go. So we got Blue-White Stoneblade versus Ant. Well, I'm assuming Ant. I didn't actually check with Phil.
Well, that's the kind of the.
If Phil is on anything else, then I'll be very surprised.
Yes, especially if he would actually be going and taking the deck of choice he's been playing for the last weeks on end.
Yeah. It's.
So I don't know. But so,
oh, fuck. So I gotta go get T-shirts made before Thursday.
You gotta sport some.
I mean, I have a T-shirt for me.
You've been hashtagging swag all this time, but now you have to.
Well, it's YOLO swag. YOLO swag.
Well, you have to YOLO swag wearing the product.
No, it's YOLO swag.
But so a neat thing about Stoneblade, like blue-white, like the most recent this weekend's SCG Open was won by a blue-white Stoneblade deck that splashed for Lightning Bolt and Pyro Blast in the main.
No, I like that.
It was also running both Dig Through Time and Treasure Cruise, but he basically said that the Treasure Cruise wasn't really good for control decks, which is basically the consensus.
Yeah,
and so it should have been.
So I mean, but that's what he was talking about. He was up until I think that Saturday night. He was talking about I had the blue-white little R control deck, and then he went.
Yeah. So basically, Chad is talking a lot about the power of card drawing, specifically about Mud. How Mud needs more power.
I don't know. So we got a 7 from Phil and an 8 from Ian. I don't know.
4 is a little bit of a dog in that matchup.
Yeah, it's all right. But yeah, no. So as far as the new red commander in Mud, I have mixed feelings. Like, I feel like there's other things that I want to be doing other than setting up to cast a 4-mana spell that doesn't actually do anything for me. Granted, since the format's becoming a little less wasteland heavy, it's looking a little better because then you can get rid of you can actually hold lands and get rid of those without having to worry about, like, all right, well, if I'm gonna get wastelanded, then I need to have something to follow up with it. And then its tinker ability, I'd rather just play Goblin Welder. And then I'm trying to remember what its ultimate was, but I can't. I don't remember it being super impressive, which is probably why I don't know.
Well, it also forces you to go to actually have enough red sources to support it. Like,
which is perfectly fine. But so Ian on a mold of 6. Gonna play turn 1 Inquisition of Kozilek.
We're seeing the hands.
Oh, so it's Esper. All right,
yep.
Esper Stoneblade. I was wrong.
That makes sense. And we see from the I guess it was an Inquisition. We see an Infernal Tutor, a Lion's Eye, Cabal Therapy, Enter the Warrens, Brainstorm, and Ponder. So basically, all the targets except for Warren are alive. What are you taking? You taking the Brainstorm?
Ooh, wait a second. He might have switched this up. I don't know. I'm fine taking the Lion's Eye Diamond. Because Lion's Eye Diamond turns on
the Infernal.
Yeah. I mean, but moving. Yeah, especially since he's got Brainstorm and Ponder, I'd rather just kind of take an Enabler.
Okay.
You can make an argument, I think, for the Tutor. Okay, so he's just gonna take the Ponder. I mean, like, I think that's fine. But
yeah, I guess so. I mean, he's the one playing.
Yeah.
So we'll see how he's gonna develop.
That I'm not gonna pretend like I have any sort of any sort of like play skill comparable to Ian. Yeah.
So we're trusting in. Yes. Trust Ian. Hashtag trust Ian.
I'm sure that he's got the right play. He's got so.
And it also seemed like the hand he showed had Jace and maybe some other things, but it seemed like a slower hand.
Yeah. So I mean, like, which is fine. So yeah, I guess that hand that Phil
and he drew a Ponder. So.
Yeah, and I mean and I guess that's fine because the hand that Phil is showing isn't really that impressive, and he would have had to crack his fetch in order to Brainstorm, giving them real possibility of being Brainstorm locked. So I think that's perfectly fine. I'm not upset with that. Now that I think about it more. See, it took me like 5 minutes to get to what Ian took in like 30 seconds. So, but there's a top from Ian.
That's a good follow-up. He's got some reach, and the thing about the top just adds so much extra versatility and gives you access to so many more cards.
I mean, it's Sensitive Divining Top. It's a pretty good card. It's pretty good, but
not shabby.
Yeah,
we got a Brainstorm.
Brainstorm by Phil. Yeah,
not as pretty as some of the altered Brainstorms I saw from the guy who was playing was playing one of the Tez decks the other day. He had some pretty nice altered Brainstorms.
But yeah,
need some more alters on camera.
I'm trying to remember who that was. It might have been Jocko or.
He's the guy who has the bleached blonde hair, a little bit longer.
Mullen?
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I think is our chat busted? Because nobody's said anything in a while. Nope, chat's just not talking. You guys are terrible people.
We can't interact with you if you don't interact back.
But Phil also drew the polluted delta, so he's got a fetch to clear off the top of here. So I think he's perfectly fine. I don't know if he can go just yet. I think he's going to check to make sure the coast is clear.
Yep.
So we're going to see Force of Will and a Jace.
And he named Force of Will, it seems. So that's
very good.
It's always a standard thing. Like it's sort of like a fallback thing to name with Cabal Therapy.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a land pass and then. Yeah. Oh no. Maybe he got a dark red and I just didn't see it. Because if he has a dark red, I think he can start going off. Maybe.
I thought he did. He still has the Lion's Eye.
Yeah, so that's 3 mana. But he doesn't. That's not going to be enough mana to get right. Oh, he's going to try going off. I guess he's got the Empty the Warrens in hand. So that works. All right. Let's see.
We've got a tutor.
Nope, that's Cabal or the Dark Ritual.
Yeah. Got too many words trying to say them as fast as I can.
All right, so Storm's at 4.
Storm's at 4. Phil being a very gracious Storm player and keeping track of the Storm count for Ian and all of us.
I think it's more so just to make sure that he's very clear as to what's happening.
3.
Okay, so he just ripped like a champ off of that Ponder and Brainstorm.
He's got his pieces. Now is the Lion's Eye. I think this might be
7. He doesn't care about the empty. Oh, he put the Empty the Warrens back, so now he can go find it if he wants.
Yeah, but he might just at this point
just go get Tendrils. Oh, yeah, passing flames, and now he's just gonna
add the stack to stack Rest the Storm to get.
There's 8, and this is probably over. So, Cabal Therapy naming Jace. All right, so Storm's at 9.
So Yase hitting the bin.
Casting a bunch of shit. Infernal Tutor, so I believe
So
Storm's at 12. He's going to go get Tendrils.
Yeah, at this point it's lethal, and there's nothing in hand to...
Yeah. So, you know, good. It is what, yeah, there it is. All right, and scooping him up. All right.
So that's game 1. Storm doing the thing that Storm does.
Storm does do that. It likes to cast some spells.
And draw nights.
Yeah.
That's what it wants.
I mean, to be fair, he had several draws going like that. That just seemed very, very good, very fortunate, very fortunate.
And for Ian, you're kind of that's tough breaks. Like it seemed like he had a hand that, like he had a Force of Will blue card, Divining Top, and a Jace.
Yeah.
So it's sort of, or Jace was the blue card. So it's sort of like you have what you can hope for as a blue deck.
And we did see him top there, which was good. I mean, he had a chance to go find another force, to see if he could kind of stop that. He didn't, and
we're on to game 2.
Yeah. So yeah, you know.
So I was curious to see what Ian actually has in his sideboard. I thought I saw a Pithing Needle.
I mean, I would imagine he's also probably got either Sworn Canonist.
Yeah.
The Swords of Plowshare is not doing a lot, so I imagine those are probably going out. Let's see.
Looks like some swords.
Swords and some other stuff. Okay, so he's got Rest in Peace. It looks like I can't really tell. Yeah, you know how it works. Okay. Yep. All I really saw was Rest in Peace that he's bringing in, which is fine. I mean, like, because he's got the stuff to take out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not particularly big on.
Chad, if you're talking, we apologize. We're having trouble seeing if you are interacting with us at all. But
yeah, I don't know.
We're hoping to get to see your words, your musings, back with us.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a problem with Twitch or a problem on our end.
If you are here, please chat at us. See if we can see some stuff.
I'm still doing its thing. I don't know. That should be clear enough, I think.
Yeah.
I kind of want to go fix that tape, too. But, you know, whatever. It is what it is. I don't know. Should be fine. Should be fine.
Or the camera?
The tape. Oh, thank you, Smut. Smut Cop.
Smut Cop.
Oh.
We've got a dirty badge in the house.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, it's fine. Smut Cop. Best thing that you found.
Got stormed. Yep.
He did get stormed.
Cheesiest.
All right. So there we go. I'm glad.
And how fortunate that the being stormed out is one of the cheesiest things. Maybe to do.
Antwerp Forever. Thank you for following. El Mayo, what are you doing? How you doing?
Hi.
Good you're here.
Hello.
Yeah, I know, Telly. I mean, it's better than Thursday. Thursday was a little got a little out of hand. There were some things said. There was a lot of trolling. Made me want to get some mods. So maybe we'll talk.
So Gibboism is saying, should have taken the tutor, always take the tutors. What do you think about that as far as taking the Infernal Tutor in that hand, where you're leaving? I mean, at that point, it's rough.
I mean,
that's a good hand.
I think I definitely agree with that. Like, I mean, like I see how that is.
El Mayo, congratulations. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So El Mayo in chat won a Legacy tournament, got a Tropical Island. That's not a bad price. How many person tournament was it, El Mayo? But jumping back to whether Ian should have taken the tutor or not, I think it's really depends. Chris Magic, God bless everybody following. And look at this. I got a follow notification set up now, so I get to thank people in real time instead of just doing a random thank you in the end.
Wonderful,
so nice.
Wonderful.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think you could make arguments for how Ian chose, and then how he didn't. I mean, like, there's tons of different plays. I think what he did was fine when it lined up that way. But we're gonna go ahead and get this going. Deathrite Shaman, first thing for Ian. I saw an Abrupt Decay in Phil's hand, so he's obviously ready for either an Aether's Sworn Canonist or Rest in Peace or anything like that.
Any kind of shenanigans that might ruin his storming days. So El Mayo's 16 lower than usual. That's still a good amount of people. So it's not too bad.
Oops, fill at 20. Not at 10. Not at 18. Not just yet.
Not just
soon. Soon.
If Ian wants to swing with the Squire, maybe close to that, but we've got a Squire on the table, boys.
Yeah. Well, no, see, I'm a fan of what Smut's suggestion was for the tropical island, just lighting it on fire and just saying, yeah, this is happening. So Ian gonna crack that flooded strand, going down to 19. And
well, if he was a pilot, he might have landed and gotten stuck in the flooded strand, but
yeah. Oh no. So yeah, there's 16 people. Oh,
16 lower than usual. So
no,
like
no. There were 16,
which is lower than what they normally would have had.
No. See, 16 people, comma. That's how many people were there, yeah. And then that's okay. Yeah. All right. There we go. So Dark Confidant coming down from Ian, and it looks okay. Yep, and he ate the land with the Deathrite Shaman to play it. So is that is not a miss? No, that's not a missed land drop because he played the fetch for this turn.
Yeah.
So all right, that works.
So usually around 32. Okay.
Yep. So
and Jesus is maybe being a stickler, like he's on Epic Storm, but
is he on test now?
Test is
all right. So he's been on. I apologize. My definition of the different decks is relatively low. Or the Storm.
I always thought that Test was sort of like a 5-color and usually ran something like Silence Main, and then Ant was more strictly like blue-black maybe.
I'm just gonna change it to Storm because I mean he had Empty the Warrens main. We saw that, so he's not on a strict definition of Test. Or I mean, excuse me, of Ant. So which he's been on for the entire time we've been streaming and before that, but.
So Ian revealed the Rest in Peace off of the Dark Confidant.
Yep, dropping him down to 17.
And there's I guess the rest took the
Batter
Skull, which makes sense. And I guess he's gonna go search out a Jitty or a sword if he brought it in.
Jite. Don't let Ned hear you say that. He'll get he'll get flustered.
Dojo chat.
Would Dojo chat?
XYZ Killer.
I don't even
nice to see you. Yeah. Man, that Deathrite Rest in Peace combo. That is some synergy. Smut Cop.
No, that's like you said, Squire. You just Squire it.
He is a Squire.
Yeah.
If he plays the Rest in Peace, he has a really cheap, inexpensive Squire.
I'm perfectly happy with that. So
that can't be tarred.
Yeah. That's fine. That's fine. I like it.
But he's getting the sword in Feast and Famine, which
hey, you know what it blocks? Goblin Lackey. All right, that's what's important in life.
That made all the Goblin players sad.
Oh, I mean, there's been a lot of things that have made all the Goblin players sad. So we're going to see a fetch and then remove of the land out of the graveyard. We're going to see Rest in Peace come down.
And that's the last of his
swing for 2. So
and Killer, what class are you in? We appreciate you not pertaining to your studies and hanging out with us, but I'm curious what you're actually taking.
Oh, I know. Well, see, I'm in the same boat between schoolwork and like these 60, 70-hour work weeks that I've been pulling. Ooh. It's not. And doing this for like 10 hours a week. It's not been fun. So anybody that's been watching the YouTube channel, I definitely apologize for not getting the round times, like the match times up in the rounds because. I've just been way too busy, unfortunately. But all right, so this actually might be Tess, because I'm seeing 4 colors right now, or 3 colors, 4 colors.
That's starting to look a lot more like Tess.
All right. So
but he's gotten some.
Who called that out?
Squires and.
Who called that
things
out?
That are like some weak there. So that was Cheesiest.
Oh, Cheesiest called it. All right.
Keeping us in line.
Yeah. So and
there's the Dark Confidant got Decade. So he's...
no the the Abrupt. Sorry, yeah.
Which makes sense because that's the thing that's taking Ian further and further ahead.
Yeah. So Ian gonna go down to 15. Yeah. All right. And we're just gonna play. We're just gonna play this. I mean, he's still gonna be able to play, at least get the sword out of his hand first. I'm not quite sure what else is in his hand other than the Sword of Feast and Famine.
Well, he can Stoneforge activate.
Oh, sword and equip. Okay.
And then attack with.
Oh, yeah.
If he equips it to our Squire,
that's 2.
He now has a leg to stand on, and does some nice beats, untaps all the lands.
All right, so that
makes him discard, but with the Chain of Vapors.
Oh.
Get with nice little bounce.
All
we don't see any copy shenanigans this time around, so Ian making our lives a little less complicated.
Yeah, that's nice. I mean, there's nothing really to bounce on Phil's side of the board. So, why does everything look a little weird? Everything seems a little off. I'm gonna move this bad boy.
Our everything we have some
make that a little big.
Some weird
All right, so that was
spirit in the machine.
And that was a Cabal Therapy naming sort of Feast and Famine, which is gonna put that to the yard.
So Mark, you have a question from Ugalakabakato about you excited for the Grand Prix New Jersey this weekend. I will not unfortunately be going, but you are.
Yes. Are
you excited for that?
I'll be real excited. Yeah, it's gonna be I am real excited for it. I've still got so much to do between work and school and getting all that shit done, and then I still want to try to get t-shirts made. So
that is a lot to do before.
Busy. And I gotta set all this stuff up for you guys Wednesday night, so that way the stream can continue. And I still gotta figure out what we're doing next Monday. So next Monday there might not be any commentary unless you want to do it with somebody.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Unless it might just be some streaming. So this is a brainstorm that he's just resolving. So, yeah, but all right. So we're just gonna see.
So it's Lakato.
Yeah.
Gotta pronounce
That's fair.
The long O, the O sounds.
That's very fair. All right. Oh God, I'm so tired. So tired. Phil at 14 though. He ended up presenting that much of a clock. So Phil, though he's not really doing anything, he's got some time, and we know that he's got another Abrupt Decay in hand. So whether or not he chooses to fire that off, or he did at one point, I think he still has.
He took off the. He used the Abrupt Decay to take the.
No. He had 2 Abrupt Decays.
Oh, he did. So I think he's still holding that.
Yeah, and I believe he has a Ponder in his hand. So, Ukabaka-laka-laka-to, if I can figure out how to do that without any latency, when I tried it last, we got a little latency, because that'll open up a lot of people, which will be very good. So, all right, so it looks like that's an Engineered Explosives and a Force of Will. Force of Will not castable this turn. Engineered Explosives is not going to do much unless he goes to empty, which I don't imagine him doing.
Especially nowadays.
Yeah. So, all right, just going to ponder and pass. So that seems fine. We'll see if he likes. I see a Preordain, a Cabal Therapy, and
he's got a couple Lion's Eye,
something else.
Cabal Ritual in hand, so he's got mana. Now he's probably looking for something to do with it.
Okay. All right,
so drew a Cabal Therapy.
Yeah, and so he'll go ahead and fire that off.
Well, if he names the Engineered, he can go empty the warrants if he needs to.
Yeah, but I don't think you're really worried too much about that. I think you name the Force of Will. Like, you just know not to go for empty. You go for literally anything else that you can do. You can Grave Shot him if you wanted to. Like, that's so.
Some sideboarded Ascensions and Grave Shot.
He could have brought in Burning Wish. Done.
Yeah.
Done. So Ian going to go down to 14 off that fetch.
Burning Wish for Ignite Memories. I think that's a sorcery. That was the old alternate win of the Dragonstorm combo.
But Dragonstorm didn't actually have any win conditions when it first.
Except for putting 4. I guess was it Storm Breath Dragon? It's the dragon that came in that did 5 damage to target creature.
Oh no, that's Hellkite Overlord. No, it's not Hellkite Overlord. It's the one with the B, like Bogardian Dragon.
Bogardian Hellkite.
Bogardian Hellkite. There we go. Yeah. No, but there was people actually cut all. There were no dragons in the Dragonstorm deck, so all they did is they played it, and they would start searching, but then their opponents would scoop it up, much like a lot of times here where you see them get to a certain amount. So that was kind of funny. So, how cheap is my mug deck? Not particularly cheap. I got a lot of foils in there, and thanks to Commander, my foil metalworkers are like 2 billion dragons.
We finally got to Bogardian Hellkite.
Hey, Killer, you get your Hellkite.
Pelcute.
Yeah, you get that right. You get that right. All right, so we saw another swing for 2 in here.
And we saw Jace probably brainstorming because he's still on 3.
Yeah. So, Phil down to 12. Killer of the Mother Dragons. Good to have them in chat. All right, so here's a Cabal Ritual netting 1 mana.
There is no graveyard to speak of.
Yep. So
for Phil.
Storm's at 1. This is going to be interesting. All right. Storm's at 2. And Storm's at 3. And Storm's at 4. And Double Crack. Double Crack, we're looking. Is he... Yep. So... Yep. So Storm's at 4. Let's see if Ian does anything.
Sags 1 for some black mana, it seems. And I guess he might be thinking about whether he wants to get rid of.
Yep. All right, so Ian's got a response. So basically, he was just asking.
He's going to Swan Song the Infernal Tutor, which is.
All right, so. Okay, so we're going to see Phil. I'm
guessing uses
top and response. Yeah. So. I don't quite know what he's going to be able to rip in order to do it, but
that would be a guttural response. Yeah. That would be pretty sick.
I mean, yeah, and this token's not really a thing because Jace is just going to take down. Phil will never get a chance to actually swing with that. So, all right, so I'm just going to go back down to 0. And sorry, Killer, for not pronouncing correctly. So non-foil, would I say, for my mud deck? I mean, still, I don't know, probably like 800, probably, because like City of Traders has gone up a lot. And then Ancient Tomb is like 12. Then you got
depending on if you're running Wastelands, that's gonna
Wastelands. Yeah, so never mind. It's probably closer to 1,000, I would say. And if you're running Rishodon Ports, then you're well over that. Yeah, I try to get it so that that I have all components of any kind of mana base that I want to make for Mud. So I've got the ports and I got all that kind of fun stuff. So it didn't used to be that expensive. You used to be able to get it for like 400. That's when I bought it. But
why City of Traders over Mana Confluence? Killer is asking, and I'm guessing for your deck, you're straight colorless right now. So like
and
the point of damage plus not having 2 mana.
Yeah, it's the fact that it's a soul land, unless he's maybe they're referring to Crystal Vein. But am I saying City of Traders? Yeah, no, City of Traders is right.
City of
You're
Traders
thinking
is
City of
one.
Yeah, he's thinking City of Brass. Burn is a cheap legacy deck. That's what I would suggest. So
Burn and Manaless Dredge are like the cheapest ways to get into the format.
Ian's gonna cast the Engineered Explosives on 0, which is going to take care of that Lion's Eye Diamond from Phil. So Phil literally left with nothing. Knew the preordain was coming up top. I imagine we're going to see a bottom of both of these because he didn't seem too thrilled about them. Let's see. I like that half of chat plays Mud.
You brought out.
I know.
You brought out all the boys who play Mud.
All right, so that's a Spell Pierce on that Brainstorm. So there's not going to be. We're going to see a top. I don't foresee this going particularly well for Phil. He's going to have a hard time getting out of this. But any Elves player tonight? I don't know. I know Bob is on Delver because that's what he's taking to the GP. So I'm not quite sure who else would be on Elves, but I'm not willing to say that there's nobody here. If there is, I'll look around and I'll try to get them on camera.
Yeah, I mean, I think most of the people, like, there's a healthy number of people who are playing as sort of in preparation for heading out, I imagine. There's a few people that are going.
Yeah.
So
most certainly. So it's a lot of testing grounds and whatnot. All right, so we're gonna see a probe. Let's see what Ian's. So force and a Snapcaster. Yeah. So Ian got a mostly foil deck, not foil Force of Wills, so very sad to see that. Sorry, so we're just going to see Snapcaster join the party just to get an extra clock on there. Ian's been brainstorming, so I'm pretty sure that he knows that he's got another blue card. If not, I imagine that he's finding one right now.
That is a lot of mud decks, Cheesiest. 8 mud decks in
one
night.
One Legacy Night, 8 mud decks. That sounds like a party. And a reason to play Creeping Corrosion next next tournament.
Or Shattering Spear. Something along
oh, Shattering Spear would be good too. So there's another Stoneforge Mystic. There's a Jit off top.
which might be putting...
Oh, I know the Force of Wills are like $600 a piece, but if he's going all out, he's got to go all out. The man's got enough GP money winnings. He can do that. I'm putting that to you, Ian. I'm sure you're gonna go back and watch this. You gotta get to Mitesh level. So there's the Jit, putting it in, and we're gonna swing. So we're swinging for 5. That's gonna put him down to 3. He's gonna be dead next turn.
Yeah. We've got lethal on the board. We've got an empty warnings with nothing to build with it.
Yeah, let's.
We got a couple storms, so he might be able to live for a turn, but that's not gonna get him.
I mean, the 2 counters on Jit are gonna take care of 2 tokens, and he's gonna have a chunk of people to swing through. Oh, did I put 5? He's actually at 4. Excuse me, because that's only 4 damage, not 5. So there's that. Yeah, there's the empty the orange you were talking about.
The last ditch hope.
Yeah. So 6 tokens. I have to imagine 2 of those are immediately going to bite the dust before they have the ability to block. Yeah. So.
And he can unsummon another one.
Yeah.
With Jace.
Yeah. So.
If he wants. But.
Yeah. So that puts him down to what, 3 tokens total, and then he'll be able to block Snapcaster Mage, and then I guess he could double block, but that seems bad. Yeah, I don't know.
He still does need foil Stoneforges. You're right.
And and the Jace, and actually looks like the Rest in Peace as well. All right, so Ian, you got a long way to go, but he's got nice spell pierces, and I really like the Engineered Explosive. I got to get those from my modern deck. Oh, is he not planning to foil it out? All right, well, Ian, I've taken back everything I was saying.
Forget the last 5 minutes of our chit-chat while this crippled Storm deck gets dug into the ground by a motley crew of 1/2s and 2/1s with a really special stick and a shrine that keeps things away from the graveyard.
Yeah, and so Ian goes after the red source. I almost like going after the green source just in case he rips another Abrupt Decay. I'm not quite sure why you keep him off the 1 red, like what your big worry is. But I'm sure there's no reason. I mean, not that it really matters because Phil's going to die. No matter what. I mean, I think he's going to go down to 2 at the most. So.
Well, he could be playing around by not just swinging with the team. Oh, he doesn't want to trade the Snapcaster. Okay.
Yeah, which is fine. So he's going to block. So he's going to go down to. Oh, he double blocked. All right, so he double blocked 2 of them. So he's going to take. He's going to take 1.
Going to 3, leaving just the Snapcaster and the Stoneforge, but still giving 2 counters to the Chite.
Yeah. So.
I know he for a few years. He's more into online now. He hasn't bought an actual paper bid card for a few years. Well, big card.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for the information, Rush Too Slow. We appreciate that.
Rush, all I know is I randomly tune into GPs that are like across the world, and Ian is there winning them.
And he has also won this match, or not the match, but this game.
Well, you got the game. You got the game.
And he's tied us up with a healthy chunk of the round left.
Yeah. So I mean, this is going to be fine for both these players. I mean, there's more than enough time to close out. I mean, like as long as Ian can do roughly the same thing, I think he'll be fine. He might have to put in a little bit more of a clock, but I mean, then again, Phil did get a Batter Skull out of his hand. Phil
fought valiantly, but
Yeah, Phil going back to the drawing board. Trying to see if there's anything else he should have. You know what happens. Squire with a jit is still Squire with a jit. Or GT. Sorry, Ned.
You're even doing it.
I know. I'm bad. I'm Southern. I'll blame it on that. So they're going to be four rounds today, Jeffrey. 4 rounds. Like pretty much
and I don't know if we've seen you yet in chat tonight, Jeffrey, so hello and welcome to us.
They were here. He tuned in a little earlier. I said hey.
All right.
But yeah, so no, what the hell was I trying to say? Glacier is playing tonight, Rush. So I can, I'll try to get him on camera.
He might be playing, my guess is that he's playing some sort of bug delver list.
Yeah. Simo, how you doing? Who? Or Glacier? Yeah, I'm sure he's on bug. I actually don't know if he's going to, I don't know if he's going to the GP. I don't think he is, but he might be. For sure. And then, so I got a fun story from Halloween that I haven't told on stream yet. I'm gonna wait until middle of the round or after this match.
After this round, we'll do
so stick around.
Little party time.
Simo,
welcome.
Man, you gotta pay attention when I'm saying thank you to people or welcome. So that way it's not repeating.
Oh, my bad.
Nah, Rush. He's probably not on pod. He says pod's not good anymore. That Treasure Cruise has come out. So, Glacier's. Yeah, I would argue Glacier's probably on bug and not pod.
It would be sweet if there were any Mog Catcher Stompy decks.
I wish.
Romeo.
That'd be nice.
That would be kind of neat.
Those
look pretty fun.
Yeah, and Frank, I haven't had a chance to go out and look. I know that we've got a America Delver. I think 2 America Delvers. We've got Esper Stoneblade. We've got Tess. We got Miracles.
Hard to know what GP's playing. Ned's probably playing.
Ned's probably on bug. Yeah. Pino, I'm sure he's swinging with guys to get there. Kevin, Dredge, some sort of Delver list, I'm sure. Nick's on.
And Craven.
Let's see. He's on. Yeah, Ben's gonna be on bug. Not sure what Daniel's gonna be on or Ian McShane.
And probably a Miracles for Nick.
Yeah, no, he's definitely on Miracles.
So pretty good representation of what's being played right now and what we can expect come the weekend with the GP.
Yeah,
to some degree.
So looks like both players looking at their 7. Let's see if they're keepable.
We've got Jace, looks like a Snapcaster and a Force of Will for Ian, so he can stop some early shenanigans. Or at least be interactive.
Yeah. We're going to see a ponder out of the gates from Phil.
Everything's been here.
So looks good. So let's see what that ends up doing. So Stasis is not here. Stasis is definitely not here. It might make an appearance at the GP, depending on how things go tonight, but I doubt it. I think Kyle, who's the one that plays Stasis, is either going to be playing Allurn at the GP or some sort of Delver list.
And the Xantid Swarm comes out, which is our favorite 0-1. Whenever it attacks, your opponent can't play spells, so it's a card
silence on a stick.
Yes, it's to hopefully make Ian not very interactive during Phil's turn.
Yep. So I wonder if this means that Phil's going to be able to do things quick.
Jeffrey, those Tempest Islands are attractive. I think those are Tempest. I want to say. I think
those are Urza, aren't they?
They might be Urza's. It's one of the two. But I do like those islands, Jeffrey.
Phil swinging.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, and Phil swinging with Swarm. Ian got a brainstorm in response to the swing. I don't know. I'm not quite sure if he left in his Swords to Plowshares. If Ian knew that Phil was going to be bringing in something like Swarm, then maybe he could. Maybe it makes sense to leave it in, but past that, I'm not quite sure. Either way, it doesn't look like he hit it because he's not snapping anything. But I did see a Rest in Peace and a Stoneforge in hand, and that was about it. So Ian's struggling, trying to figure out which 2 cards to put back.
Has to see because he's not going to be interacting the rest of this turn, so
yeah,
he doesn't know if he's got sort of a turn to play, if he's going to try and
I mean, turn 2 play. I mean, or wait, who? If Phil's got
Phil's
something?
going to go for it.
I don't know if Phil's going to go for it. He's going to have to see something pretty good off of
Brainstorm,
this.
top, Lion's Eye.
Oh, Lion's Eye Diamond might be enough to do there. Yeah. Oh, no, I'm all about some unhinged lands. I don't quite enjoy the border on Unglued. That's just me. Yeah,
one year for Christmas, I asked my mom for a box of Magic cards, and she got me a box of Unglued, as opposed to like a current set. So like, at the time I was kind of bummed, but then I saw all the lands, and so like, I was pretty happy about it. So like, for me, I really like the Unglued lands because there's more of a nostalgic value rather than. I will say the unhinged lands are gorgeous.
And there's a monetary value now, so you got that. So, all right, and so there's the Rest in Peace coming out. Looks like there's a Ship of the Turn back to Phil. Phil, again, going to swing for 0. We're going to see another Brainstorm here. Phil kind of... Oh, there's a land that he needed.
Yeah.
So, all right, so this... He might be able to go off this turn. It would have been a lot better. Did he have a Cabal Ritual in hand? I know he's got a Dark Ritual. He's got Dark Ritual top, Lion's Eye Diamond, and a couple other things in hand. So I'm not 100% sure what he's got. So, all right, and he's just going to keep the Tendrils in hand, which is interesting. So I guess he doesn't have a tutor, and he's just going to try to go off.
Well, since he can't use Past in Flames because of the Rest in Peace.
Oh yeah, he ships that back. Yeah. But I mean, if he had a tutor, then that's fine because he just tutors, and it's just an added storm count. So.
UWBRGxyz being a proponent of some diversity in the land art that people play.
Yeah.
I enjoy some.
I mean, diversity in land art's fine, but at a competitive level, like it's a slight edge if all your lands have the same art. Because if somebody looked at your hand and they see your lands, and then you draw another basic land, and you can still play that land, and then they don't know that you drew a land.
That.
Yeah. So that would be why you want all the same art.
But as far as what people choose, maybe they can choose some more interesting lands, I suppose.
Yeah, sure.
Variety of the spice of life.
Yeah. So, Zendikar and Urza Saga. All right, those are two good land choices. So we're gonna see 2. So there's the Stoneforge coming down from Ian. Looks like Ian had 2 more lands in hand. So it doesn't seem like he's got a lot of stuff going on. Imagine we're gonna see.
The line roars.
There's the Jit. Jeet. There's the Jite.
John Jingleheimer's man.
Oh, yeah, that works. Oh, goodness. I'm so dry tonight. My commentary, I apologize for not being as lively and fun as I normally am. I'm sure by the time this tournament's over, I'm going to want to kill myself. I worked from like 7 to 6 today, on top of a weekend with getting no sleep. So there's a Brainstorm.
We see a Trop, Xantid, Brainstorm off of that.
Yeah.
Probably not what he wants to see.
Yeah. It's got some lands, so that works. He's just trying to get enough spells to chain together in order to kill him. Ian not playing another fetch, which is pretty big because he plays 1 more fetch, that's 1 less storm that Phil has to get to. Which I think well, Jeffrey, you're a champion. That's what, 11.5 hours? Nope. Yeah. So I guess I mean technically I'm working from 7 to 6 and then doing another 4 hours here. So
my goodness.
I mean that's a thing.
That is very much a very tough and arduous thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's whatever. It's fun. I enjoy this. It's just after long, stressful days of work. Granted, my wife did have whiskey waiting for me when I got home, so I was very lucky there. And so I drank all of that and then came out here.
Wonderful.
Did not drink enough though. All right, so Jace. All right, so here's a Jace. So it's a good
brainstorming.
Yeah, so it's a good thing Phil played that second swarm, because if Ian had any sort of interaction, then he could have just bounced, and then Phil would have been in a much tougher spot. But
yeah, so
as it is, we're just gonna see. We're just gonna see a little brainstorm action going on.
Still got force.
Yeah, which I think he wants to leave, because I mean, and if he sees if he sees an engineered explosives, because I didn't see Ian go back to his sideboard. I could be completely wrong. Chucklefish, thank you for following. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you. Man, I'm hoping that I'll be able to get on camera. Pulsifer. I actually like Pulsifer. Pulsifer. That's what we're gonna go with.
Pulaficor.
Nope. Pulsifer. Nope. That's Pulsifer. That's what we're going with.
So shall it be.
Swing from Phil. Ian can't do anything. Brainstorm. So Storm's at 1. Oh, he actually might be able to do something here. If this stuff leads into the right stuff, he's gonna be fine.
And he's turned his swarm sideways, so this is.
So there's the Gataxian probe.
Free.
Yep. Ian Stoneforge. Yeah. So all right. So all right. Let's see this. This should be good. So Stoneforge, Snapcaster, Force. Oh, Ian's just gonna leave him out because he's a good guy. So Storm is currently at 3.
And he's F6 the turn, so.
Alright, so Storm's at 4. Alright. Too fast. 4.
Gotta keep up.
I know. 5.
5, and the tutor sacking the diamond in response.
I mean, doesn't need to do in response. The tutor was the last card in his hand.
Sure.
So Storm's at 6.
Probably deliberating taking a second to think.
So Storm's sitting at 6. He's going to get up to 7. So that's not going to be good enough.
He can.
Oh, I guess he can go get. But he doesn't have another. I guess he's got a bunch of black mana, so he can go.
He's got 4 black manas. Did you see what he took?
It looked like an ad nauseum. But he. Oh, and he does have enough mana to cast it. And
he's at 17, so this is.
That's pretty. All right.
We'll see what.
So I mean, he's got plenty of life to work with here. But he's gonna have to see a series of good things. So I'm gonna leave Storm at 7 because we're gonna have to keep track of his life total here. All right. So there's the tendrils, or geez, the ad nauseum.
So we're gonna be digging in and paying life for cards, which is one of the best things to do in Magic.
That's all right.
So that's 1.
16. 15. 14. 13. 11. 10. 8. He's got to see something more.
9.
7.
Sorry, add 1.
Nah, don't worry. It happens. There's darn D&D players upstairs doing some things.
It's down to 6.
Down to 6.
If he pulls, he's getting into that really murky area.
Yeah, I mean he's. Oh, there's
Passive
2.
Flame's taking him down to 2, so he's. That's really rough, and he's just gonna concede right there.
I'm trying to think.
He's got no way to see more cards though at that point.
No, let's see. So yeah, he does. He just has to rip the next couple, hope that one of them's Lion's Eye Diamond, or no, Lotus Petal into Lion's Eye Diamond. Lotus Petal. Actually,
right, yeah,
2 Lotus Petals.
Lotus Petal to be able to cast Abrupt Decay into the.
Oh no, not even. He didn't even need the Abrupt Decay. It was if he had cast Lotus Petals and if he had Lotus Petal, which then if he got 2 Lotus Petals, then he would have been able to Lotus Petal, crack one for the Dark Ritual to get him started on that whole train, but also crack another one for the Gataxian probe that he drew, and then draws into a Infernal Tutor, and he's got a and
then you go get
ripped a lion's and he had a lion. So if it went petal lion's eye diamond, and then he drew into a infernal tutor, he was fine.
Yes.
So that was an out. I wouldn't have scooped him up because like
I'd rather kill myself off of the ad nauseum.
Yeah.
Like I suppose just go for that's the YOLO swag.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You just gotta go for it.
That was a rough fizzle. He saw 8 cards ish.
Yeah, he saw more than 8. He saw
at least a good chunk.
Yeah, because I mean most of them he saw so 4. He was at 17, 4 points of damage. So he was at 13, then took another 4. So he saw 7 plus 3, so he saw 10 cards. And actually there were 1 or 2 lands in there, so he saw 11 or
that is a rough stretch of cards. And Pucifer, he went for it then in order to have the life to spend on the ad nauseum, I think, at that point, because he has to start that at a high enough life total, because as you saw, if he hits the tendril, if he hits the pass in flames, that's really,
I mean there's still I think there's still an argument for waiting a little bit, but you know, and again, I wouldn't have scooped him up. I would have just gone, all right, can I rip petal lotus petal or petal lion's eye diamond?
Can you go the distance?
Draw infernal tutor, because that could happen. I don't know the statistical odds, but.
Well, you never tell me the odds.
I think they're good. I think they're good. I think that's fine. So I don't think we're gonna be able to get a match with like no time left in the round. So I'm gonna scroll back up here. El Mayo, you asked, do I run Trinisphere and Mud? And if I do you use normal Darksteel from the
vault?
From the vault.
Which version do you use?
Whatever I traded for. I've actually got 4 from the vault, and then also 4 foil Mirrodins as well.
Wonderful.
I've somehow collected a lot of foil Trinispheres, just because.
It's a good card.
Yeah, but that's not bad, Smut. You know, when you're playing counterbalance and your storm opponent goes off blindly through a thing, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. Yeah, but Pulsifer, I think that it might have. I don't know. I think he personally could have waited a turn or 2.
Would have had maybe 3 or 4 less life to play with at that point, because he only really had a Stoneforge on the board and the active.
Yeah, but I mean that gets him a few more draws out of his deck. I don't know. And actually, I feel like we want to leave in Past in Flames just because of how explosive it can be, but I almost wonder if you know that he's packing so much graveyard hate, whether you bother doing it. I don't know, because you don't need it to win, but yeah, and I mean just because Ian does have a lot of deck manipulation, so I don't know.
And he also, as Smugcop, he probably should have gone for empty. Maybe yes, maybe no. I think he might have been playing around the Engineered Explosive because he saw it game 2.
Sure, but I mean.
But he also
empty would have been pretty big. It would have been. Well, no, and he saw his hand from the beginning of the turn, so
that's true. Yeah, so if
he would have had to he would have had 1 draw and then a brainstorm from Ian to not be able to see it, and then he would have had 16 goblins. There's 2 draws and 2 draws and 2 brainstorms because he's gonna have to swing twice, because they don't have haste. So that's a little interesting. So. Cardoso, it's 4 rounds. 4 rounds for the tournament.
We've got 14, I want to say.
Yeah, it's 14 players, so it's going to be 4 rounds.
Chuck's not playing.
Oh, okay, so... Well, unless somebody showed up late, then he might have jumped in. Yeah, so it looks like 14 players. But, yeah, so story time, as Jesus reminds me. So,
the Halloween...
I had
Tales of Halloween.
I had a Halloween party. My wife and I had a Halloween party, and we as I don't know if you guys can tell on stream, I'm a little flamboyant, so it's kind of funny.
Some libations were consumed at the.
So yeah, libations were consumed, and then we met our neighbors, a lovely gay couple, married for They actually got married on Halloween, so they were celebrating their anniversary as well.
Oh, very cool.
And the only reason why I bring up that they're a gay couple is because like I think they don't necessarily know where I fall on that. So we were cleaning up the next day, and there was a book about bears, just sitting on our bookshelf, just like perfectly positioned.
About the animal or
the
the
faction of the male gay community, yes. Bears. Okay. And full of lovely erotic stories. So that was fun, and I can bring the book in for proof on next time I'm actually on stream, just to prove. But it was absolutely hilarious because my wife was like, "Are you trying to say something?" All right, Pucifer, you have a good one, man. And yeah, definitely subscribe to us on YouTube, and appreciate you watching it there. Really do. Yeah. Yeah. So my wife was like, "Do you think they were trying to say something with this?" And so it was
mild suggestive communications about that.
It was just great. We look at her bookshelf, and there's just like this dude, like stereotypical bear, just like on there, just like super heavy, like super beefy, super hairy chest. It was great. I enjoyed it. Yeah, so Rachel wanted me to come read a chapter out of the book.
Oh my goodness!
But then I was like, I had to gauge interest. And so we'll see. So
we can have a straw poll about whether I want to read bear erotica.
Yeah, it's bear erotica. That's pretty much what it is. So Jesus, there you go. Story time. Hello. Pat Runkin, Wilson, you need to. I have to watch you tonight. I'm watching you tonight. That, and I'm gonna gut check you when I see you at the GP. Why? Because I can. Let's fight.
We have so much bespectacled glare on our camera.
It's a little bit. Whatever. I mean, that's not glare from the camera. It's just
our glasses.
That's the monitor projecting light onto the glasses. We have highly reflective glasses. Yes, as you said it. So everybody in chat, who is all going to the GP? I know Mr. Pat Runkin is. Anybody else? Anybody else that hasn't spoken up? Yep.
Speak now.
Jesus likes the story, so it's good. I had Pat. Pat Runkin. We'll say you had flavor and spice to the chat until you get belligerent, and then things just go downhill.
Not me. Not me.
Yeah.
A lot of people wanting to go and be a part of. They're saying that it's going to be the biggest GP ever.
Yeah, well, they keep
hyping it.
Yeah, they keep saying like 6,000 people, but they already said like 2,500 people pre-registered for it, which is pretty big because I imagine we'll see. A lot of people are probably waiting till last minute to pre-reg, and then I wouldn't imagine to say that I wouldn't be surprised to see if we saw another 1,000 or two.
Another record.
Well, another 1,000 or two on top of that.
Yeah, that would be actually fan. That would just be sweet because it's sort of I want to say like re-legitimizes the format, but sort of like say that there's a lot of interest and a lot of competitive value to Legacy as a format. So like we should keep having GPs.
Oh, that's fair.
That'd be fantastic.
Pat Runkin, who are you selling textbooks to at this time of night? It is 9 o'clock there. I don't believe you. Don't believe you. So how is shotgun? How I shotgun? Whatever. We're talking like not. We're talking like a good amount. We're talking like sexy hairy chest. I'm not talking about like Mike. Like I don't know. Like I'm trying to think who. Like who's a. We're not talking like Beast. We're not talking Beast.
Not Beast or like Lumberjack Harry. We're talking.
Yeah. No, it was well groomed. Well groomed. I don't know. I'll bring the book in. I'll bring the book in.
In order to fully capture the cover's chest, the man on the cover's chest here, we must.
Yeah. Yeah, and Frank, that is what I'm hoping is that they'll have 2 Legacy GPs a year. If this one does as well, like I should say 2 in the States. Yeah, because that would be great.
That would be fantastic.
El Mayo, it was not my hair. No. Lumber sexual or a thing? No. Or a new thing? I do have beard oil that I use sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
What effect does it?
It smells like cedar. Oh no, it just like softens it and stuff like that. Like when I let it grow out.
Tear your wife's face apart.
Yeah. Cost of entry too high. Need to abolish. Yeah. Oh yeah. No.
The reserve list.
Jesus, I completely agree. Just get rid of that shit. Like, granted, I've got a lot of money worth of cards, but I also don't plan on selling any of those, so it doesn't really matter. But it looks like we got pairings coming in. Chuck, let's do...
The invite?
Let's do, the Kyle drop.
No.
Oh, Kyle Drew? Wow.
Yeah.
Let's do Glacier and Pino.
Yeah, that sounds like a good matchup, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
That's our Rug Delver.
Who is?
With birding, with
Oh, did he?
Punish Fire.
Punishing Fire. So he's doing.
That sounds fantastic.
All right,
for the Delver mirror, because the Punishing Fire combo seems absolutely amazing against.
All right, so
Pyromancers and Delvers and anything with a two-butt.
Yeah, and Ukabaka 2. That's why I clarified to make sure that I said 2 in the States, because
Dos Americano.
Yeah, because I know there is one overseas generally, but that does me no good. I mean, it's enough of an adventure for me to go to Jersey, living in Chicago. But so we're gonna have a pretty interesting match here. I have actually, let's see. So Glacier's probably on Bug. Pino is on Blue-Red Delver, splashing green for Punishing Fire, if it's the deck that I'm thinking of. So we'll go ahead and take that off. It looks like they're about to shut down or sit down, shut down, same thing. Looks like Pino is going to be sitting on this side, which means that this is going to be Mr. David Glacier. There we go. And then IE, because he's weird. IE.
Yeah. And chat's getting into the conversation about what prices would do if they did like a Legacy Masters kind of thing.
Oh, in like real life?
Yeah. And it's I mean, we can only speculate, but I think it would be to everyone's advantage, because like if they printed everything with the new card face, the new car face.
Well, if they gave it
the new card face and
new art,
then you still have the collectible value with all of the cards from the original sets. Because as Cheesius brought up that like the Tarmogoyf price stay the same or even rose after the Modern Masters came out.
Yeah.
Which just increased accessibility, and then there's people who are going to say, oh, I want the old one instead of the new one.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, well, so, that's really true. I mean, but the reason why Tarmogoyf skyrocketed, and I apologize because I was focusing on putting this in, but the reason why Tarmogoyf skyrocketed is because Modern Masters made Modern more accessible for everybody, and Tarmogoyf was just such a staple of the format, and it's not like Modern Masters was a huge printing, so everybody just wanted more Tarmogoyfs because now there were more people in playing Modern. So yeah, you could definitely see something similar to that.
Which is what I'm assuming around, like, if they do, like, a printing of dual lands, for example, the printing's not going to be very huge, and it's just going to have a similar effect. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like, it would depend on the cards. So things like Force of Will would probably go up. Things like Wasteland would probably go up. Well, actually, like, I don't even know, because right now, Wasteland's not really seeing as much play in the format.
So the players deciding to use very tiny dice, and we couldn't really see what the rolls were, but it's hard to say.
Yeah. Yeah, so Howish Oatgun. What 4 legacy events are you speaking of? Yeah, but so yeah, because we
or maybe it's Ho-Wish Shotgun.
I mean, no, it's How I Shotgun, but I like Howish Shotgun a lot better. Yeah, I mean, we have 2 tournaments a week here. They have at least 14 people most of the time, so like I don't. It's never a bad thing. So we're gonna see turn 1 Delver from Pino. It looks like
Verdant Catacombs looks maybe.
Yeah, and so Glacier has an
Abrupt
Decay, Force of Will, Brainstorm, Daze, True Nemesis, Land.
So you can probably remove the maybe. The question mark probably can go away at this point.
No, it's pretty positive he's on bug. Yeah, I mean, Tarmogoyfs at one point were in the dollar bin. I remember that distinctly until people realized, oh wait, these things
are the best creature ever printed.
Quite good. So it'll be interesting to see.
That is a portion of Magic that I personally missed during my Mirrodin to Innistrad gap and break from the game.
Yeah.
So all that shenanigans with Caw-Blade and Tarmogoyf and any of all that nonsense of all the power creep and all the good cards being printed, I missed all that.
You didn't miss much with Caw-Blade. That was a terrible, terrible time. It wasn't as bad as like Affinity, but Caw-Blade was not a good thing. Yeah. So, but we're gonna see David brainstorm, and did he brainstorm lock himself? But Delver's gonna flip on Peanut's side, revealing Force of Will. So Peanut gonna have some stuff
here and take David down to 16. And
I thought David had another land. Maybe he doesn't. Did I see that?
Maybe.
Oh, and there's a Goyf.
And so
and there's a Daze. Peanut must have some more action. Not even gonna try to fight over the Goyf. Yeah, so David his brainstorm locked. Blah, 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 blah. So if Peanut's got Punishing Fire here, then the opposing Delver is not going to feel much.
He's going to take a look-see and looks like some land and something.
Yeah.
Might be shipping it back.
Yeah. So this should be interesting.
No, he's going to keep it.
Keep one. So what is he? Is that a Spell Pierce that he's got?
No, he's going to fetch away.
Oh, okay. All right, so Peanut going down to 19 now. I just want to see him Punishing Fire. And like get the Grove out, get Punishing Fire out, and go for it.
And just value.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't think he's going to be. Well, actually, no. He's also. I'm curious to see. So he's got Goyf. So this is not the. So this is. I'm going to change this to
this
actual
is just
like.
A splash. This is really Rug Delver.
Yeah.
To some degree, if he's got Punishing Fire and Tarmogoyf.
Yeah, because the.
So it looks like there was a counter battle over the Tarmogoyf.
And
so force. David pitching True Name, Greg pitching Spell Pierce, and I think David might be thinking about maybe dazing here. Or forcing again, pitching Treasure Cruise.
Wow.
So he really doesn't want the Tarmogoyf on the board.
No, not
it'll
at all.
Be large at this point, given everything in the yard.
Yeah, so that would be.
So,
that's
and
pretty
he's flipping
rough.
the Abrupt Decay, so that's a.
But still no land.
Still no land. So the Abrupt Decay is just a card in hand.
Not going to do a lot.
Just looking pretty. What do you play in Legacy? Jeffrey asks. I think Mark is.
Well, no. I think he's referring to Okabaka Laka Laka Lakato because they were kind of talking about. I am the master. I have Platinum Angel. Says Magic the Gathering Ringmaster. That's fair. I have a Platinum Angel as well.
You might be a master too.
Am I a master as well?
Is this actually this a Highlander thing or?
Yeah, I don't. Maybe my Platinum Angel though is on MTGO.
Oh.
I do not have it in person. So I don't know if there's like a tiered master system at that point. We'll have to find out.
There's like an Imperial Master and like a
Grand
Dragon Master.
We missed some stuff. So David, I believe, is at 8. Right? Or did he brainstorm and do that? I have no idea. I was not paying attention. I was talking and looking at chat.
He got hit once again, and then
because then he played another there. So I didn't see a swing.
He's swinging there, so that's 15 at the very least.
We're gonna pretend like Life's just at 8. I don't know. You want to go do a life check really quick? Okay. Yeah. Okay, and there's an Abrupt Decay coming out from David. He can take care of Mr. Gregory's Delver. We're gonna see another Goyf. Goyf is big sauce right now. So we've got creature, instant, sorcery.
15 and 8.
Okay, that's what I thought. Now it is 12 to 8. Trying to do a Goif count really quick. We got an instant creature sorcery land. So is it only 4?
Instant creatures, sorcery, land. Yeah, it looks.
Yeah. All right. So it's only 4.
No tribal, no enchantments, no artifacts, no planeswalker.
All right. So Goif's sitting at a 4/5 right now. So we'll see. Pino going to go down to 9. David turning this game right around. Let's see. Yeah, that was a series of fortunate draws for David.
And the Dimir charm off the top to flip the Delver. So he's coming up. He's coming up roses.
Yeah,
here.
this is pretty rough for Greg.
Bolting one to try and stave off.
So still going down to 6 though.
So the near dead Greg is manning a life jacket and going cruising, and with the synergistic Tarmogoyf in play. So we'll see what it.
Gonna drop it. Bug runs Treasure Cruise all the time, so I mean, like that's not that big of a thing. So he's gonna try to get rid of all of his creatures, and because let's see, David has land in his. He also has creatures, and he's got.
He's safe to pull everything. It depends on.
Not sorcery. He's not safe to pull sorcery because David's got no sorcery, and we're gonna see the Dimir charm countering it. Spell. Oh, that's rough. That's rough.
But he knew.
So now sorcery.
He knew the Dimir charm off the flip. So
that's true.
Maybe he just didn't know.
Like hoping that he wasn't going. No, Pino is a master of going deep. He knows, and I've seen him play Dimir charm. Yeah, so he's picking that up. All right, so that's gonna be a quick game. Master of the Gathering, Ringmaster. Yeah, you can have a shout out. What's the shout out? As long as it's appropriate, I'll say something. Let's see. And Tibble, definitely going to GP New Jersey. My companion in the booth, Andrew, will not be, but there's going to be several of us from the Chicago scene going.
With a possibility, hopefully, maybe of shirts. Hopefully.
Maybe some shirts. Maybe some shirts. If I can go either, it'd have to be Thursday morning at this point. Maybe tomorrow night if I can get out of work early enough. Let's see what's going on. Nothing. Whiteboard. I have J's. Let's see. All right, still just going through chat, making sure that I didn't miss any sort of questions. Here's something. Pretty swag counter. Wow, so many chit chats. Hey, shout out what Platinum Angel does. It's a 4/4 for 7 mana that
flies and makes it so you can't lose the game. Your opponent can't win the game.
Yep.
So it's covering bases.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Platinum Empyrean 8/8 for 8. I want to say that means that life totals cannot change.
Yes.
So slightly different. The reason why you might play Platinum Imperium over Platinum Angel can't be dismembered.
Cannot be dismembered.
No. Well, I guess it could have like 2 dismembers back to back, but then they took 4 or 8.
But then
or
their life
nothing.
Total doesn't change.
No. Your life total can't change.
Your
Their life total can change all that. That would be terrible for. That would be horrible. I just got an 8/8.
That card would be garbage. Never mind that.
I got an 8/8.
Sorry.
That I just paid 8 mana for. That does absolutely nothing.
Well, that's sort of like the
unless you were like a mill deck, but I don't know why they.
Well, there's the weird black creature that's like a 6/6 flyer that says like you can't win the game while it's in play.
Yeah, I mean that's
a weird. I don't know the name of that one.
Yeah, no, but that's Abyssal Persecutor. It's a 6/6 flyer for 4 that says that you can't win the game and your opponent can't lose the game while it's in play. But it lets you still do damage to them. If life totals if you just had an 8/8, then life totals can change, and you just have an 8/8 that just does jack shit. I guess it's a good ground blocker, but yeah, I don't even know. If I top 8 the GP, can I be a stream guest, a Skype guest on your stream? Yeah, so like I tested it, and I just got to try to get the lag down. That's all that's got to happen there, Wilson. But no, if you top 8 the GP, I will 100% try to let you get in on here. Yeah, you just bounce it, but and then so Magic the Gathering Master. wants to know what my
is your
strongest
card?
I'm gonna go Blightsteel Colossus just because it's fun. I like it.
Blightsteel
Or
Colossus is a good
Staffinen.
choice.
Staffinen or Blightsteel Colossus. Or if I get two cards with 3 artifacts, I'm gonna say Staff of Domination plus Metalworker. Because you gotta have 3 artifacts and then you get to go infinite.
I'm gonna say Emrakul, the Aeon's Torn.
Nope.
Because
Emrakul doesn't kill in 1 hit.
That's very true, but he's a spaghetti monster, and that has some sentimental value.
He is a spaghetti monster. However, that spaghetti monster, you play duplicate. And then you have a 15/15. The spaghetti monster no more.
That is very true.
Or humility, and then it's a 1/1. That's a 1/1.
That's a 1/1.
Man, I want to play Godhead of Awe. And then, like, I want somebody to play Show and Tell. They're like Emrakul, and I'm like Godhead of Awe.
Can you remind me what
Godhead of Awe is 5 white or blue for a... I forget what the power and toughness is, but basically it's humility on a creature. And it's pretty great. Because then they've just got a bunch of 1/1s. Crystal Brand greater than Emmy. Alright, fair enough. One-shot robot. Get it! Get it! What if you have a Vraska Planeswalker and a 10/10 Eldrazi? I mean, that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, you're probably winning. You're probably winning at that time, at that point in time. So, How Shotgun wants to play Swamp Dark Writ Bridge from Below Pass. I'm 100% behind that. Yeah.
You'll at the very least confuse your opponent.
Oh yeah.
And you might just get a game win. They might just get a game loss for slow play because you've knocked them into a stupor.
Yeah, possibly.
But that's a chance.
So Pina gonna play Flooded Shroud, crack it, gonna go 19, gonna shoot out a Delver. David had a mulligan down to 6 this game.
But he did go up to 196 life.
He did go up to 196 life, so that's fine. So I guess that's good. But
that would be kind of neat if, like, whenever you take a mulligan, you add some increment of life total.
Too strong.
It'd be a little ridiculous.
There would be yeah. I mean, like, I don't know, because you could build decks that are very meant to do that. I'm thinking Sarah Ascendant, number 4 front. There, if you're gaining a life, I'm just gonna go up to 30 and I'm gonna play this, and then I'm gonna have a giant swinging lifelinking creature.
Getting more life.
So let's see. All right, so is this all right? So David's still they're all still shuffling and cutting from their various things. We're gonna see Joe just a Threat Shaman come down. So. Not a terrible start. Looks like Pino had a split sleeve that they had to replace. But Pino going to untap, going to blind flip it off of Spell Pierce. Delver probably going to get in for 3, if I had to guess. And there I see a Punishing Fire, which is going to be pretty good.
And the most important part of that, which is the Grove.
Oh, does he have a Grove in hand?
He has a Grove. I did see those.
That's good.
That is actually one of my favorite card arts. I would say Grove of the Burn Bells. It's pretty...
This Punishing?
Pretty,
oh,
pretty.
Oh, okay.
Very nice looking. And he's going to go ahead and use that
to get rid of the Deathrite Shaman.
Value.
Seems fine.
Seems good. Probably be able to get another one in case he tries to get rid of the Punishing Fire. So that's it's good beats.
Now, whether David knew that Punishing Fire was coming down. Oh, but there's a Disfigure, and Greg can't Spell Pierce it, and if Greg's playing Daze, he's not going to be able to Daze it either. So but he really wants that Daze. Or he really wants that Delver.
Seems like a really strong tempo play to keep the Delver on the board and keep smashing face with it.
Yeah. So it looks like, and then David's just going to go to fetch. Doesn't look like he's got another Disfigure, though. So, I don't know. That'll be good. Do we have any first-generation cards?
My Wild Growths are betas.
That's not
first.
Well, Well, I think we're talking Pokemon cards. At which case, because it's first generation, so
I don't have any more.
I think I still have a Chansey. But if he is talking Alpha, then I've got a couple Alpha lands, and I used to have a Alpha Sinkhole. Not anymore. Not anymore. So David playing this Ponder, still looking to resolve it. And just going to pass it back. All right. But he liked what he saw. He didn't shuffle. Greg going to swing in for 3. Going to drop David down to... oh, God, if I could not cough.
12 and
play another Delver.
He's going to get another Delver, yeah.
And let's see. And he's going to leave that Grove of the Burn Willows up to be able to get back that Punishing Fire, which is going to be...
pretty nice.
It's gonna be so we go Aloha and then Alpha. So he was talking about Alpha, or they were talking about Alpha. Jesus has a first-generation Charizard. Lucky bastard.
I remember those being pretty expensive.
Yeah, I don't know if they are still though. I don't know if they are Pokemon still worth anything. Are Pokemon cards still worth anything? Like the old ones? Because I think they have like a pretty bad power creep problem. Black Star promo Mew. Oh shit.
I don't even know what those words mean, aside from I know Mew's a Pokemon.
I mean, like, they were just like, I just remember back in the day, they were just all kinds of crazy shit. But we're going to see a Ponder from David. Does not like what he sees this time. And going to go put it back. Yeah, just shuffle, 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 shuffle. All right. So good for that. Good for that.
Yeah, he's shuffling. He's really looking for something to affect the board. He's got a Tarmogoyf. Looks like he's got a Delver in hand, so he's got some stuff to do, but a little bit behind at the moment.
No, but there's another land, which hopefully he'll actually be able to do something. But if this second Delver flips, that's going to be a very real clock. It'll be 2 turns. So.
Yep. Some high quality H2O.
Oh wow. Dark Charizard first generation is 200.
That'll.
Wow.
That will get you a blue blue dual ring.
So, and we are going to see that Punishing Fire come back. I'm going to put David back up to 12. And all right.
Gets the Cruise.
So Cruise flipping the other Delver. So, but there's an Abrupt Decay coming down, so only one of those is going to come through. But David's still going to drop down to 9 here. It's getting low. Getting low.
Oh, whoa.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Good pass back. Good guy, Greg. Gonna not to be confused with Scumbag Schaefer.
Yes.
2 different Gregs.
GG Greg and
yeah, good guy Greg, and then Scumbag Schaefer. But like I only say that because he has fully embraced it. His Twitter handle is Scumbag Schaefer now. So
you gotta own it.
That'll be good.
Gotta live it.
That'll be good. So David, I don't. Do we know the contents of his hand? I don't think we do.
You think
right?
he still has a Tarmogoyf in it?
Okay.
I don't know much else.
Yeah.
But he's still in the ropes.
Maybe. Oh, it seems like he's just gonna pass the turn back.
Don't unfurl your hand.
Nope.
Like that.
Haplo, how you doing?
Hello, sir.
Doing good, I hope. There's a Tarmogoyf. Tarmogoyf not gonna do a ton unless he can get this Delver off the board. Oh, well, that Punishing Fire is probably gonna get rid of that Delver. If I had to make a crazy guess, I would say that that's gonna go.
But it did give him a life.
Not right now.
Not yet.
No,
it
gave him a life last turn.
Yeah.
So whether or not Greg actually wants to do something with that, I think is going to be a little different.
Going on to 6,
yeah. And there's a crack of the fetch.
He goes to 17.
But I mean, like, David needs to have an answer for this Delver, or else it's just going to sit there. And if Greg has a Goyf in hand, then that's going to be real serious too.
Some people getting upset about the amount of Pokemon in chat.
I mean, Pokemon always good. Pokemon always good. I haven't actually played a Pokemon game in a long time. I think I know my wife's playing through like Black 2, but past that, I hadn't had much Pokemon experience as of late. I can still name 151, but that's about it. So Goyf swinging in, and we've got creature, creature, instant,
sorcery with the ponder, land.
Creature, instant, sorcery, land, and that's it. I think that's it.
Yep.
So Goyf's still a 4/5. David gonna go down, or excuse me, Greg gonna go down to 13 here. And all right, so you're gonna activate it. David gonna go back up to 7, off the Grove of the Burnwillows. Oh, and he swung, so he's back down to 5, or he shot him in the face, so he's back down to 5. Which is fine because then if Pino rips a bolt and or anything else, so David at 3, or excuse me, 2.
2, yep.
So there's the brainstorm, looking for a bolt or a or another punishing fire. Either one gets the job done.
Looking for the.
Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, Disfigure's a little too late because I mean, if anything, if Greg doesn't find a bolt or something this turn, then that's perfectly fine. Because
he's just
he
keep recurring.
He gets
for
it. Yeah, he gets it.
Punishing fire. Like
Yeah. So, oh, and there's another Delver. So, and something tells me that Delver's gonna flip next turn.
Maybe.
Could be wrong.
Hopefully
With
he's
the,
able
with
to.
the brainstorm, something tells me. Something
Good guy,
tells me.
Greg. Flipping his Delvers. Doing it right.
Let's see here. Maybe. He's thinking. What you got, Mr. Glacier? What you got? All right. Let's see. Let's see. He's
tapping some.
Maybe an Abrupt Decay. Oh,
the
Dimir Charm. All right. Yep, gonna get rid of that Delver. So fair enough. David really going heavy on the Dimir Charms. He's a fan. Yeah, I mean, there's no reason not to swing with Goyf. Greg played the second land, so that's fine. Brainstormed by David. I mean, David has to do something this turn. Like, he has to find, like, what, a counterspell, right? In order to...
No, he's
just gonna pick it up. Yeah, he'd have to find some sort of counterspell that Greg could not play around. Yeah, because Greg had, I believe, another land in hand, which will let him shoot it off, bring it back, shoot it off. Yeah. So, yeah, not a lot Mr. Glacier could do there.
Yeah, it's the punishing fire seems really good in sort of the Delver mirror matches because it's such a resource and value card to be able to kind of fight these dinky creatures.
Yeah.
Both for David, both the Deathrite and the Delvers can't really stay on the board, so it basically really limits his threats.
And again, like I know Greg's deck is a response to the blue-red Delvers that have been popping up, which Punishing Fire just seems absolutely insane against them. But yeah, not bad here. Goyf throws a little bit of
One of the neat things that I saw in the SCG Columbus, a deck that placed in the top 16 was a Mono Black Pox list that could go Swamp turn 1, like Duress you, turn 2 Dark Ritual, Knight of Souls Portrayal, which is all creatures gain -1/-1.
Oh yeah.
And just blow out.
That seems fine too. That seems fine.
Yeah, that I love seeing Pox decks. I love seeing Slivers getting in there. I'm curious to see if we'll see any of that for the Grand Prix. I really hope that I long for the days that Meat Hooks can be a viable deck in Legacy.
Oh, just like just the mono black.
Well, Meat Hooks is counter Slivers. Like I'm just thinking about like different.
Oh, okay.
I always really like when there's a lot of diversity in Legacy because
Slivers though as a deck has saw a couple of finishes the past couple weeks, which is
it's doing well online. It got a top 8 at it wasn't Oakland. I think it was Worcester.
Yeah, but I mean when you've got 8 lands that 4 of which make more slivers, and another 4 that
make your slivers
uncounterable, and those 8 lands tap for any color. I mean, you.
And then 12 muscle slivers, and then you get slivers all have shroud, and then
and then you've got Frost Titan slivers basically. Yeah, so it's
pretty good.
Yeah. So seems good.
Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes for me when I got back into Legacy around the time of Innistrad, there was Delver in Standard, Delver in Modern, Delver in Legacy, and Delver was being played in Vintage. So it's sort of there was Delver's, and to some extent with if any of our chat viewers had watched the Vintage Super League, a lot of the decks, the primary card now is Pyromancer, rather than it's Young Peasy rather than the Delver, and the Delver's only really good in the workshop matchups. But I enjoy when Legacy has more meat to it than just a bunch of Delvers smashing faces.
Yeah, a bunch of Delver decks. I completely agree. Why can't Rager chat and Telly? Do you are you guys buddies or something? That's but yeah, Rager, Texas. How you doing? Very sad. I need your commentary in here. It's always nice to have a friendly voice.
You long for your words.
All right, so David playing a Misty Rainforest, cracking it, going down to 19, getting a Death Right into play, which is, I would argue, pretty important, because if Greg gets a step behind, or if David has another Death Right Shaman, Punishing Fire is probably not sticking around.
Yeah, it gives him an out to actually get it out of the graveyard before he's able to bring it back, or to remove it in response to the life gain trigger.
Yeah, and so there's Greg gonna fetch up a Volcanic Island. Gonna go ahead and lightning bolt that Death Right Shaman away. And as Mr. Bogner in chat pointed out, David does have Wasteland, which is gonna be rough. Though I think I see a Polluted Delta. Actually, I see a couple lands in Greg. I think 2 lands in Greg's hand. So I think Greg's gonna be fine.
He's got a Grove and at least a duel.
Oh, does he? All right, so we'll see if David gets greedy here and just fires off that fetch land, or fires off that Wasteland.
Yeah, Haplo Rec pointing out that Phyrexian Dreadnought isn't the best when Abrupt Decay is in the format. Unless you're running Misdirections with your Phyrexian Dreadnoughts, then maybe that can be.
What do you mean? It's a 13/13 for 1 mana.
12/12.
Oh, 12/12. Excuse me. It should have been 13/13 because that would have been so much more flavorful. But maybe that was just too strong. Maybe a 13/13 was just too strong.
Maybe they had to balance it because in sacrificing 13 power worth of creatures versus 12, gotta get another Land Werewolf in there.
All right, and so Stigma Lasher. Jeez, Pat Runkin going back to Lorwyn. Do you know what Stigma Lasher does?
I do not know what Stigma Lasher
is. It's a 2/2 for 2 red. I'm pretty sure it has first strike, and then once it deals damage to a player, that player can't gain life for the rest of the game. It used to be in Red Deck Wins back in the day, back when they were playing, when they topped out at Demigod of Revenge, which, big fan of Demigod.
Demigod's a pretty cool card.
Always loved Demigod. It was floating around in Modern. It was showing up in Modern, which was nice.
And so Greg gets his Brainstorm dazed, but then he goes and fetches.
Yeah. Did he get it dazed?
Yeah, he got it dazed.
Oh, okay.
And David picked up his Underground.
There he is. There's Rager. They're chit-chatting away. Oh, it's Wither, not First Strike. All right, sorry. Getting mixed up. So Wither being the precursor to Infect.
Yeah. Wither dealing damage in -1.
Yep. So there's a Ponder coming out from Greg.
See a land, force, and something else.
Doesn't want any of it. Putting it all back. I was wondering, which, I think Greg is almost okay with having that Brainstorm dazed, especially with the fact that he's now seeing that it was all garbage. So, I don't know.
Maybe. Yes, especially if Dave was sort of on the line of thinking of, if he's digging for lands, I'm going to try and keep him off of it then.
Fair enough. Yeah, we'll see. I'm kind of watching the game. Wagner, I got to do lots of things. That's what Andrew's here for, is watching the game.
It's teamwork. It's teamwork.
Yeah. So
Dual brainstorm.
Oh, Jesus.
Someone just fell down a sinkhole in the Dungeons and Dragons.
I know.
Scenario. Hopefully they are able to make a correct roll and survive.
All of those table toppers up there making all the noise. Yep, so we're just going to see the Delver come back down.
Wasteland, Ponder, Brainstorm in David's hand.
Yep, so I see land. Is that a... Okay, so land, Rev, Grove, and that's... I can't really see what else.
There's a fetch land in there.
Yeah, so there's the fetch land, the Grove,
the duel,
Rev. Is there a duel too?
I'm just thinking. Oh, the whiteboarded card is the Rev.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, oh, there's a Goyf. Now, so David's patience with this wasteland is going to pay off. It's going to be able to get this Grove of the Burn Willows out, which is kind of rough. I almost wonder if you play the fetch there instead. But Delver going to flip from David.
And the Goyf is, we got land, instant, sorcery, creature.
Yes.
So he's back to a 4/5.
Goyf doesn't get much bigger than that in this matchup. So we're going to swing in the air. Going to knock Mr. Pino down to 15. Pino got a little bit of a faster clock, though. So we'll see if that actually matters. There's the Wasteland of the Grove. Saw that coming. But Greg's also got the Red Blast, though, so if he wants, he can go ahead and just get rid of that Delver.
But this might get... David looks like he might have a response to this.
Well, I would say he has a response no matter what, since he cracked the fetch. So, just saying.
Might want to contest losing his Delver.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I know he's got an Abrupt Decay, so maybe he's Abrupt Decaying in response. Or it looks like he's got a Daze.
He could do both.
He could do both. But he's not going to. Hashtag Yellow Swag. That's what you gotta do. That's what you gotta do. I'm surprised maybe he didn't. Was that a Ponder that I saw?
Or maybe he doesn't have a Daze.
Well, he's got a brain. Oh, it's Brainstorm, Ponder. Sorry, I thought the Brainstorm
so
was a Daze. Yeah. Okay. That would have been a blowout, though. That would have been great if he's like, one sec, Abrupt Decay, and then.
We'll get your life vest ready.
But Pino going booze cruising.
Yeah.
He's got his Mai Tai, and he's sitting on the balcony. Maybe he's having a cigar.
Maybe.
Who knows? So
I don't always cruise, but when I do,
it involves booze.
It involves some booze.
And drawing 3 cards. So Pino leaving only sorcery and land in his yard.
With the still creatures and David's.
Yeah, and he's got instant. So Goyf's still going to sit at a 4/5 should Goyf make a reappearance. There's a fetch, though, so Pino is actually going to go down to 14 here. And there's another Goyf. So, yeah, why not? Why not?
We'll see what...
Did I see a third Goyf in Pino's hand? All right, leaning doesn't help, unfortunately. No. I think I
need the extra cameras.
Yeah, I think there's a lightning bolt. I would love to get more cameras, but that involves a lot of different shit, as I found out. So
it becomes more and more complicated.
Unless I get different cameras of each type, and then the computer will recognize it. But you really need like a video, like switcher thing.
Okay.
So Brainstorm from Glacier. Looks like there's another Abrupt Decay, a Force of Will, another Wasteland, a Ponder. Is that a
Upabacalypto? This is indeed Team Yellow Swag.
Yeah, it's always. I still want to keep. Hashtag Fetchland suck trending.
Gotta keep it moving.
But we'll see if that works out. I hope it does. So
David really.
It
doesn't look like he's really happy with this brainstorm. Really taking some time to put back.
Yeah.
The wasteland and I think another land, and
just
doesn't play
shipping it back. All right.
Force of Will, Abrupt Decay, Spell Pierce.
Oh, there is a JIT. GTA! Spell Pierce! Oh, that's rough. All right, whatever. Oh, but it is going to be 5 now. So
with Artifact, yep.
David going to go down to 13 and followed up with a Delver. That doesn't seem bad. That doesn't seem bad at all. All right, so Goyf sitting at a 5/6 there. All right, so this is going to be good.
Do we waste Greg's trop?
if Glacier had done it last turn, I say sure. But here at this point, like I don't know. Like, well, he does have an Abrupt Decay, so I guess he could go Abrupt Decay, Tarmogoyf, and waste the.
He just.
Oh, okay. So he's forcing it. Okay. So yeah, then I do like Abrupt Decaying the Goyf and then wastelanding his Trop. But he's just gonna pass it back. So David though gonna go down to 12.
And he's gonna Abrupt Decay before damage.
That's fine.
And he's got, I think he has Wasteland on top, but then the True Name comes down.
True Name Nemesis.
And if
he had, oh wait, oh he put the Wasteland back. Did he
put the Wasteland back 2 down.
Oh no. Oh wow. All right, so that's rough.
And that's a shake rough. Of the hands and.
Yeah. All right, Pino gonna take it.
Good guy, Pino.
Take
Pino. Maybe.
Pino? No, it's Pino.
Pino.
Yeah. So Greg gonna take it down. I'm gonna go out and see if we can get another match. Something tells me we're not gonna be able to, but I'll leave it here. And as always, whenever I step away, I gotta give you a fun topic to talk about. Jen Bronson late on the Slivers train. Late on the Slivers train.
Yeah.
We talked about that a little bit ago. But yes, Slivers can be very quickly.
When you run 12 muscle slivers in a deck, they can get pretty big. And
yep. So I'll ask you the same question I asked Tyler on Thursday.
Okay.
How many stripes are on your shirt? And how do you know that? And I'll be right back.
I don't know. There's like. Depends on what we mean by stripes. If the stripe is this entire horizontal line, like including the 3 stripes, if that is 1 stripe or are they 3 stripes, that's we kind of have to answer that question first. I'm gonna guess if there are 3 stripes, maybe 80. I don't know. That's my guess. 80 stripes. What Glacier is better than that? Yeah, I think so too, Ryan. David has been making good plays throughout. Like I think that was just like that's a rough matchup in overall. I think for the deck because the punishing fire does just so much work, and the only really way he has to remove it is to secure a Deathrite Shaman, let it survive long enough to be able to eat it out of the graveyard.
Alright. So, not going to get in the match. But
oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, it's whatever.
They're recommending that I plead the 5th.
Plead the 5th about what, stripes?
I guessed 80, but then afterwards I saw the plead the 5th.
Yeah.
I was questioning because are these 3 stripes? Or there's 5 stripes?
4. There's 4 there.
There's 1 white.
Oh,
blue,
I mean, there's
white, blue, white. So there's 5 stripes.
Okay, so there's 5, but and then we have to determine whether we're counting. Are we counting the pink though in the middle? So that would be 8 stripes. No, 9 stripes. Shirt. It'd be 9 stripes. So, and then we have to count.
How metaphysical are we gonna get with the pink shirt?
If the big ones are stripes as well. So then you've got 9 in each one of these sections, plus 1 on top and bottom. So that's 11. But then the one that's on top and the one that's bottom. You're gonna have to make sure that the numbers that you're not counting those multiple times. So I don't know. This could get confusing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I see your point, Ryan, that you really have to save your decays then for the opposing Gories. But yeah. But there's so many board states in that matchup where he had like 1 or 2 Delvers. And he's just punishing firing the opposing Delvers, so then
you can't just sit like if your opponent's got flipped Delvers and he's just swinging down. I mean, you can't ignore those either. I mean, David's got Goyfs to more or less roadblock,
although
Pino's Goyfs, so it's not like.
Fun fact: there was a legacy tournament in Tokyo.
Okay.
Like. It was on like MTG Top 8. I was looking at a bunch of recent Top 8s.
All right.
And there was 2 very classic Rug Delver lists with your 4 Stifles, your Nimble Mongoose, no Treasure Cruise at all in the Top 8 of that tournament.
With Nimble Mongoose. All right.
Yeah. So that kind of curious.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know how many players were at it though. I'd have to go back and look.
Yeah.
But there was a Delverless with Cruz who won the tournament. There was Maverick in the top 8. There was 2 Rug Delvers.
That's why it's been. Yeah, Treasure Cruise has done a lot of really interesting things to the format. I feel like I've been seeing a lot more variety of decks show up in the top 8. On top of that, though, there's been more Delver in the top 8, so it's been like 7 Delver decks and then 3 decks that just haven't been in the top 8 in like 2 years. So that's been interesting. I don't know. I'm not quite sure if Glacier has Loam in his side or not, but that seems pretty good to feed Treasure Cruise. Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, Punishing Fire seems pretty good against any other Delver matchup at all. I don't know. Seems fine. So that Fifth Amendment, just make sure we didn't miss anything. So, yeah, I don't know. Should be good. Should be good. So, let's see. I'm trying to think as far as I had another. Yeah. So what is what's your take, and then what's everybody else's take on that blue, white, red Stoneforge-ish deck that won the Open yesterday?
I actually really liked it. He actually does a deck tech. I don't know if they actually have it on YouTube or not, but
yeah, he did a deck tech going right before the top 8.
Yeah. And he talked about, he cut 4 Ponder in the blue-white Stoneforge list for a Council's Judgment and 3 Lightning Bolts. And he thought about, like deck manipulation versus having actual answers and other meaningful cards to interact with. And I thought that was a really good way to go about it, to be able to deal with all of the really small stuff, because Delver starts out small.
Yeah.
If you catch it early enough, like Tarmogoyf can start small,
well,
but then Peasy starts small, like everything can die to a lightning bolt. So it's just like a really good value card to have.
Yeah, and I mean it also it still feeds the your graveyard for all the delving that you're doing. I mean it doesn't necessarily replace itself though for feeding the graveyard. So I mean that's a downside, but you are right that it does take care of a lot of things that are going to show up on the field. So
and also one of the things that he talked about in the deck tech, which I found surprising, was him bringing up how important Jace was in all the matchups.
Yeah.
That he thought that, like in these sort of like middling board states, he drops Jace, and that's pretty darn good. I'm just saying, he's a good planeswalker.
You gotta have manlands.
Gotta have manlands.
Gotta have manlands, and you go, ha!
Especially the Creeping Tar Pit. Creeping Tar just goes, ugh,
yeah,
right at the brainstorming.
I know. I'm doing the Mutavault, and actually, I don't know. I need to test against because it's mentioned it. Pat Runkin in chat mentioning that blue-white X Stoneblade probably going to be the next big thing. Probably going to see a metagame shift, which I'm kind of inclined to agree with, especially for this GP coming up. So I got to figure out how to get some testing in against that deck before.
He also talked about the importance of Spell Pierce.
Yep.
In the format now, because everyone's just tapping out in the early turns.
Yep.
And so Spell Pierce becomes a better card. Jace is really good. You've got the red cards. Like, it's essentially like, I think it's a good idea because Stoneblade decks can take a more controlling route. Like, there was a guy in the top 16 who had more of a straight blue-white Stoneblade list, but like with his sideboard, he become like this quasi-miracles list.
Yep, okay.
And sort of that blue-white good stuff control shell is it's a lot of good cards.
Yeah, I mean it's versatile, and you have a lot of things that you've got a lot of churning through your deck, so you're gonna be able to see like the nice one.
Ryan, I wish there was a deck that actually played Chains and Mephistopheles. I really want to see that to be more of a card in Legacy. Brainstorms, like anything, all that draw card stuff. Let's get those chains going.
Yeah, and I know Bogner runs Chains of Mephistopheles in the sideboard in Jund, so that's pretty good. And then Containment Priest I think is gonna.
And the guy did have Containment Priest in his sideboard yet.
Yeah, which I saw that. So I'm really interested to see like what that does, like if people are going to be worried that lots of people are going to be running Containment Priest, so they're not going to play decks that cheat shit into play, or people are going to be thinking that everybody's going to be on Containment Priest, so like why would they play that? But then people are going to play it because people don't, since they think that everybody's going to be doing that, they're not actually going to run Containment Priest. That
So
makes any sort of sense.
Just started game 3.
Oh, really?
And one of them is Blue White Red Control versus Miracles. So this might be a couple.
Oh, so I thought they were on game 3 already.
I thought they were too, but then they're like, how much time is left in the round as soon as they finish?
Oh, that's all right. So that's what I heard. So, okay, so I guess we actually could have gotten another game.
There's only 5 minutes left on.
There's 2 minutes left.
No, when they finish the game.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
all right.
Well,
So apologize. We could have gotten, I guess, like 3 turns of match in. I'd take probably 8. Probably 8 turns.
with the 5 turns and the
yeah.
extra time, yeah.
But oh well. I mean that's fine. I was told that they were in game 3s, so that's why I didn't get anybody out there. But yeah, no Notion Thief I've been seeing. I've seen that a few times. We saw that on camera, which was great.
Notion
yeah.
Thief is a
is
a fun
like,
card.
Notion Thief in response to Brainstorm, there's just nothing better. Nothing. It's like, why? Yes, I will draw
And
3.
Ancestral Recall plus Plowender for 4 mana.
God.
And a body.
I love it.
That's pretty good.
I love it. So wait, MTG is a game of levels? I agree with that. No, I don't. That's what I was talking about earlier. Yeah.
Just like it's a game of colors.
It is a game of colors. I think it's a game of colors.
It's a game of
Maybe.
color matching and pairing
And there's
playing to the strengths of colors, like drawing cards.
yeah. So Simo, I know you're trolling a little bit with MTG as a game of luck, but there's a little bit of a component in there. If you draw hot, you draw hot. I mean, what do you think Belcher is? That's.
Do I win? I don't know.
Do you have it?
Do you have it? Yep. No, I think one of the reasons why I really like Magic the Gathering as just the game, like you can, if you don't like variants, you play chess. Like there's no, you see everything in chess, and it's all a game about
variants.
There's a little bit, but not
I've
to the point
got 2 queens that I keep on the side. I just put them on.
Fair enough, but like
actually no, queens are too obvious. They're the knights. I slide some extra knights on the board. Like didn't I get that? No.
Nope,
it's back. Sorry. Yeah.
But yeah, so like there's an amount of variance, and there's this element of that game of bluffs and that sort of poker element of the game,
which is great. I mean, like bluff
when you're playing in person, like you lose
but there's nothing worse
online
than soul reading your opponent. And so like I did this on camera several weeks ago, where like I just looked at him, he was absolutely defeated and everything like that. And so like I kept a hand that was a little slower. He was on burn. But he ripped like a champ. So based off my read of him, my keep was correct because it was a little slower, but I had 2 batter skulls that I was going to be able to play, which would have been fine.
Yeah.
But then he ripped 2 Price of Progresses and then a Sulfuric Vortex, all off the top, and which just made me cry. I was like, he was like, yeah, I had nothing, man, and I was like, yeah, I know you had nothing. You let it all out. You gotta work on that poker face.
The best place to keep your cards is on the top of your deck.
Yeah.
Thus said Randy Buehler.
It was rough.
Yeah, the deck we were talking about, the blue white red Stoneblade deck, did have a Baneslayer Angel in the sideboard, which Reed Duke had been talking about on Channel Fireball as this singleton to have in the sideboard of Miracles as a flying Batterskull that you can't dismember. And different things like that. So it's a really strong card that people don't expect.
Yeah.
And it does really well in those random rogue matches, especially if you're going to the Grand Prix. Like, you have a Baneslayer in the sideboard for like that random Goblins deck or that random creature deck you're going to face in like rounds 1 through 3.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like once you get to like round 4 or 5, the meta of the tournament's pretty much.
Although to be fair, like
set. There's going to be a few outliers, but not a lot.
Although to be fair, like it's it can't be abrupt decayed. It can't be dismembered. Can't like you have to sort it.
Yeah.
And depending on the deck you're playing, like you only have 4 swords. So like if they don't expect it, they're not going to be saving it for the Baneslayer. So
yeah, no, I completely agree. And I mean, Baneslayer is still good against miracles. So yeah.
Is it better than Keranos?
Ooh,
that's a really tough.
I think it depends on the matchup.
Yeah, it's
if you're worried about,
I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, that's a little.
You're
rough.
a better player than me, Ryan. So I don't.
Yeah, I don't know. Keranos seems really good. I mean, Baneslayer is very good too, but Keranos is just harder to answer. Depends on the situation and against whatever deck you're playing.
Ryan, I was talking about like specifically from a game perspective. Like, I mean, tournament-wide, there's obviously variants, but like, for anyone who's interested in chess, there's a guy on YouTube that goes through all of the games from Magnus Carlsen versus the world champion like the previous year's world championships.
Are you a big chess guy?
Not really. Like, it's an interesting
Sounds
game.
like it.
It's just fascinating. I don't know. But there's a guy who goes to just like 30-minute videos for each game, but the games take 4 hours, so it's this nice condensed thing.
Yeah.
And I found it really illuminating. Like, I don't really know a whole lot about chess. Like, I know how the pieces move, but I learned so much more about like the center 4 squares are really important. You need to protect those. Like that's something.
Oh really? I don't know. I don't know. I just kind of move pieces around on the board and
there's this fancy thing where you can do castle. You can move.
Oh no, I knew that. Yeah,
what they're supposed to.
I know the switching the
switcheroo.
I know some of the switcheroos. Yeah, I know that. And Pat Rumpkin mentioned that yes, you're not going to win a big tournament off the back of just luck, which I would agree is correct 95% of the time. Because I will never forget the Open in St. Louis, I think 2 or 3 years ago, where the guy got in second, and he was playing Belcher with 1 LED in it, that he hadn't really played Magic before, and his brother, and he was like, I want to play Legacy tomorrow, and so like the guys that were in the hotel room were like, all right, well what can we put together for him? Showed him how to play Belcher. And they didn't have all the LEDs, so that's why it was only running 1. Everybody was like, why is it only running 1? And that was the reason. They just didn't have it, and the guy got second.
Yeah.
So, yeah, which is fine.
I will certainly pass that along, Warmack. Greg's deck was pretty darn good.
Yeah. And then, yeah, so I'll definitely tell him after the round. And guys, time was called a while ago, and everybody's making a lot of noise now. So I imagine that we're going to see pairings here shortly. I believe Jesus also brought up Omen Machine and Mud. I don't like it at all, because like Chalice gets turned off at that point. If you're like I run Staff and in, that gets turned off. If you're playing Staff of Domination, you can get infinite life that way, but you can't draw your deck to find a win condition. Yeah, I don't, not the biggest fan. I would rather just play Copper Gnomes and be able to turn to a Blightsteel in at the end of their turn. So, that's my take on Omen Machine.
Yeah. I don't know much of a Mud player. I would love to play, I wish...
Yeah, Omen Machine?
I wish Stacks was...
Oh, I mean,
I would love to play Stacks. That's something I'm working towards.
There's some version. I mean, like that's why it's like
white Stacks.
Yeah, yeah.
With like Armageddons and.
Yeah. Which you might be able to do.
Flagstones of Troikar plus Dust Bowl getting.
Yeah. Value.
Down.
Value.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hoshitogun.
So more do nothing. That's basically what it is.
I don't play Welder or 10 Post. I run kind of like a bastardized mana base that I like just because there's a lot of miracles in our meta, or there used to be, and Mud has problems with Jace and Liliana most of the time. So I play, my mana base consists of Wasteland, Cavern of Souls, City of Traders, Ancient Tomb, Mishra's Workshop, or excuse me, no, Mishra's Factory, sorry. Wish it was Mishra's Workshop. Mishra's Factory and Mutavault.
We would not be worried about Mud not being tier 1 if Workshop was legal.
No.
That'd be pretty
Mud is not tier 1. I will be the first to say that. That is not a it is not a tier 1 kind of deck.
Sadly, it's not listed on the source Dex 2P section.
No. It's listed
which is a
combo.
fun resource.
It's listed under established and combo though, so I'm always happy to see that. Because most of the decks I play in like standard or modern do not they don't show it. They show up under like brewing and whatnot. So
the developmental section.
Yeah, and then trying to think with the I did have a 5/5 Mutavault at one point, which was really nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
You get Mutavault, the not so known assembly worker. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
The Changeling is a really surprisingly important piece to that card.
Yeah. Oh, I mean,
especially
that's the
entire
yeah. I mean, that's the entire thing that makes Mutavault good. Is Changeling. I shouldn't say entire, but that's a large chunk of what makes Mutavault good. Yeah. But also the fact that Mistress Factory is an artifact. It's really nice for Forge Master.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you run the sort of the boots plus Blightsteel combo piece in your deck?
Yeah, let's see.
So you're able to be like, oops, I win.
So we just saw that matchup. I don't want to get Bug on camera again. But apparently everybody's just fucking on Bug tonight. Let's get
popular deck in our meta.
Let's get Dredge versus whatever Bob's on.
Bob's on a Delver.
He's a Merca Delver?
Yeah, he went out his elf deck.
Okay.
So we get some Dredge, yes.
Alright.
If I had LEDs, I would be playing Dredge.
Alright, so we got Dredge versus Merca. Because it's a Merca thing. Alright, so we're gonna take this down. If you guys haven't yet, you should get a Legacy event listed on MTG Legacy. Yeah, that would be. I'll definitely do that. Because yeah, we stream pretty much like clockwork on Mondays and Thursdays. So I might have to take a break next Monday, depending on. Well, I should say, if we all scrub out on Saturday, and then we'll probably leave at a decent time on Sunday, which means we'll get back here at a decent time on Monday, though my wife would probably kill me if I streamed on Monday after being gone for like 4 days. So we got Kevin over here. And
is this for me, by the way?
Yeah, that's
awesome.
That's you. All right, so ready, steady, start that timer now. All right, so we got Mr. Bob Agra. Agra.
Ding, 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 ding.
All right, then we got Mr. Kevin Kingsley. All right.
He was our resident Dredge player, and I had a wonderful conversation with him about his Dredge list. He'd been currently running. He went down to 3 Cephalid Colosseums in order to get another Rainbow Land. Like, he's been running more than the usual 12.
Yeah.
And he's also been running 13 Dredgers. So he's running the 4/4/4 plus an extra Dark Blast, which is similar to what the Oakland list ran.
Yeah, which I like Dredge Blast to get
Dark Blast.
Dark Blast a lot. Dredge Blast. Yeah, it's kind of Dredge Blast. It's more or less.
It is the blast of Dredge.
I like that a lot. I mean, Kevin's a very capable Dredge player. I also like the fact that he's just like, you know what? Fuck it. Is this a room full of
Leyline of the Void and Rest in Peace?
Yeah. It is? Fuck it. Dredge. That's what I'm playing tonight. So,
I admire that tenacity.
Yeah. He's able to navigate around. He consistently does pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
So
he makes solid choices. So for any aspiring Dredge players or Dredge players that let them know to check this game out, this match out, because he's pretty decent.
Yeah.
So we've got True Name, Brainstorm, Delta, Stoneforge, Batterskull, Treasure Cruise,
Cataxian Probe, it looks like.
For Bob Agra.
Yep.
And Dredge is Kevin's taking a mulligan, which isn't. It's not bad. Dredge is a deck that
that can do it well. So we'll see. Yeah, and Smut, Bogner's got you in chat. He was on Delver, and he played against Rug Delver, but with Punishing Fire in it.
Yeah, that was.
And it was. I wouldn't say it was a landslide victory for Pino. I mean, it was hard fought.
Mm-hmm.
Game 3 was a little favored for Pino.
There was a couple of questionable decisions about. David seemed to have a wasteland, and he preferred not to play it, put it back.
Yeah.
And it's hard to say what the line of play would have been if had he been more aggressive with denying some green sources.
Yeah, so. Yeah. But you know, it is what it is. Yeah, I don't know. But
mistakes were made.
Yeah, I mean, like.
Thank you, Ryan.
I think Pino was fine game 2. Glacier was fine game 1. Those being the 2 games that they won. And I think Pino played perfectly fine game 3. David might have had a little bit more play, but past that, whatever. So it looks like both players are mulliganing. Bob just leaving a card on the table. We got some
incorrect.
We got some Bletchard.
Betcher.
I can never say his last name.
You botched the Betcher's name.
Betcher.
I think
there
it's
we go.
Betcher. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, he found it.
Yeah.
Put
there
it
you go.
in.
Quick one of you flip each other pancakes while no. I don't even know what that means.
Well, is
that a sexual reference from chat?
I don't know. We gotta light the burners first. I mean, we don't have any.
Wait, burner. Oh wait, no, but I don't know. Like if he's actually
each other's pancakes while no one's watching. That
I don't
a little bit too much of an innuendo.
I don't know.
We got off of the gay bear train a while ago.
Yeah.
That was shotgun.
Hey, all right. That was a very interesting read.
I
purely scientific.
I look forward to hearing about it.
So both players on 7. Bob just seems to have a wasteland for lands. I'm pretty sure you gotta toss that back, because he can do absolutely nothing. Did he keep this? Oh, he's got a Gataxian probe, so he's just like, you know, fuck it, I'm gonna rip this land. Watch, that's fired up, Bob. Get it out there. Get it out there.
0-1 on the rip.
Oh, jeez.
And we've got a
Bobby Bob.
Pretty okay-ish. He needs.
Yeah, I don't know.
Kind of an odd hand for Dredge.
And I'm surprised Kevin just didn't play the Coliseum. Like, I guess he's gonna draw this turn. Like, he's not gonna crack the LED, I guess.
Yeah, no,
because if he was
playing on slow playing it looks like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a hand that you can really I mean, it'd be one thing if he could be able to crack and get threshold and make blue and be able to activate the stuff like Coliseum and go crazy nuts. And
Bob didn't draw land. So all right, so this is not going to be. This is not going to be a game.
This is rough.
Yeah, this is not going to be a game.
So he plays the Wasteland, and sort of
neither player is going to be able to do much.
Suppressing the Cephalid.
Yeah, this is going to be rough. Yeah. All right, so there's a Cabal Therapy. If he names Lightning Bolt, oh boy!
that is some party time, but he's going to waste the Confluence in response, so that's...
All right, that's a thing.
Oh, he's going to target himself, so that's...
Oh, okay.
So he can get Great Judge going. That seems like a good play.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because the hand, what he could have used would be another discard source besides the...
Bob should have gone down to 5 here. This was not a good keep by any stretch of the imagination for him. Like, if you got a hand of do nothing plus Wasteland... Like, I mean, I guess if he rips a volcanic island, then he's well, I wouldn't say set,
but
he's in a better position.
He's in contention.
This is kind of rough. But then there was a chat for BJ Dennis is my hero. In chat of talking about the new the Red Planeswalker for Mud. We talked about that a little earlier. I'm not a fan because there's just so many better things you can be doing.
Yeah, Mud is a deck that has to have a ton of value in its cards because it's not drawing cards consistently. Like, you have Staff of Man and some different things to do, but you're kind of stuck.
Things are going to get a little interesting.
So he's cracked the LED, it looks like.
Yeah, it was a faith. Well, and there's a in order to cast a Faithless Looting. I think you can cast a Faithless Looting. That's got to be what it is, because but there's 2 bridges, and now I believe it's just 2 bridges, and plenty of stuff that, and he's going to be able to Cabal Therapy, calling you, so let's see what he ends up calling, and he can't daze or anything. Yeah,
Ranger, so, I think it's pretty consensus, if you're not running Manaless, that the LED version is preferably what you should be doing. It gives you the speed to win game 1 in a lot of circumstances, and you're able to side it out when you need to be more grindy. So it gives you a lot of flexible slots in the main board, but like you're opting for much of a slower path, and this is where Dredge gets really able to just mind twist your opponent.
Yeah, but I mean, like, so this is just
But at this point, it doesn't really matter.
Bob's not going to be able to do anything like at all. There's an Icrid coming back. We're going to see
the future ramp,
and then we're going to dredge another 6. There's yeah. So there isn't another bridge coming in, which is good. But I mean, like, was that another Cabal therapy?
That's another Cabal therapy.
Yeah,
pretty
maybe.
Sure.
All right, so we're gonna swing it for 5. Bob's gonna get down to 13. Yeah, and I'll go a little bit.
Okay, so he activated the Cephalid Coliseum.
Oh, okay, that's what that.
Because
because I was wondering what was going on.
Because he was able to dredge 5 with the stinkweed.
Okay, so he had threshold, and I saw the Fatal Saluting, but I was like, wait, you couldn't break the lion's eye diamond to cast a threshold, but that makes more sense. So if I'm Bob, I just scoop it up now, because
so Kevin being
this is what 13. Yeah, this is lethal. He's already got lethal on board, so just swing. Kevin
being the I don't know, the best kind of dredge player. We use a myriad of different kind of zombie tokens to add to the flavor of being attacked by a horde.
Yeah, no, I like that a lot too. All right, so that's Xaxes right there. Actually, I guess it's a little bit more just because of the Narcomoeba. So that was kind of brutal. Again, I'm gonna have to talk to Bob about keeping that hand. Like that's a hand where you go down to 5, in my opinion. But I mean, like,
especially, I mean, I'm guessing he knows that Kevin is also on dredge.
Yeah,
so
I mean, like,
expectation of like you need to make sure you have a hand that can
do something against dredge. Yeah, I mean, like, I've never seen.
Maybe it's also just tough because like maybe he just thinks he's a dog game 1, and it's sort of like, well, if I draw land, like if I draw a couple land off the top, I can do this.
So Bob's got Containment Priest here. That's pretty good. Yeah.
It only stops Dread Return.
No, it stops Icrid. It
stops Icrid, yeah, but it doesn't stop token production.
But that's fine. I mean, like a lot of early damage. Like you have to.
It stops all the ways that he's able to create tokens because the Narcomoebas and the Icrid's can't come back.
Yeah.
You're right.
So like I mean like that.
Why do they have to keep printing cards to hurt Dredge?
I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, Dredge is still putting up stuff. So.
But we do know that Kevin does run Abrupt Decay in his sideboard. He also runs Firestorm, and he does have the main deck Dark Blast. So we'll have ways of dealing with any kind of Rest in Peace and Containment Priest that he's going to be bringing in. And most likely, it looks like he's already he's boarding out the Lion's Eye Diamonds, and basically because Dredge is such a deck that needs all of its stuff, like it needs dredgers, it needs discard, it needs card draw, you kind of like shave a little bit of everything and hope the deck still works games 2 and 3 to some degree.
Which is fine.
But it looks like he's going to be most likely bringing in a couple Abrupt Decays, maybe the Lotus Petals in order to be able to cast them more effectively.
Yeah, he's got to bring in...
And it also increases the amount of...
Is there Chain of Vapors?
Yes, he runs Chain of Vapors, too.
So, yeah, I completely agree with everything that he's bringing in. I'm not quite sure exactly everything he's got in his board, but you can't let a Rest in Peace be there. You got to have an answer to it, so...
I'm pretty sure his sideboard is a couple extra lands, Lotus Petal, Chain of Vapors, Abrupt Decay, an extra Dread Return, because there's probably one in the main. Maybe an Iona, maybe a...
No, he had an Iona at some point in his board. I do know that.
I think that, and Firestorm, if I didn't already say it.
Yeah. No, he's got Firestorm. I know that. So, man, I don't know what they're doing upstairs, but they are stealing all of our internet. Just absolutely all of our internet. They do this sometimes, and it's very frustrating.
Do we know if they're live streaming the tabletop stuff, too?
I hope not. No, they're not, they shouldn't be, and if they are, they're doing it over the Wi-Fi connection. The Wi-Fi connection is spotty as hell. So, but they're probably just a million people up there with tablets, all on the Wi-Fi. And I want to actually just need to go in their router and just open up dedicate make sure I'm just connecting into the same port and dedicate like 90% of the bandwidth solely to us.
Just to us.
All right, so it looks
Give
like
us all the bandwidth.
both.
So Bob mulliganing most likely aggressively to find some hate.
Both players mulliganing again. This is a mulligan kind of game.
Yep.
And
Kevin
kind of
most
match,
likely mulliganing
to find an answer.
To be able to find a hand that can interact with hate.
Which is fine. I don't know. I could see an argument. Bob's mulliganing, so if you've got a hand that's super explosive, just keep it. And just go, all right, deal with this. But yeah.
There's an interesting conversation in chat right now talking about, like, when Dredge ever comes up, there's always a discussion about manaless and mana versions. Like,
I'm not a fan of manaless.
Manaless,
Dredge.
it's just really great
so
if the field does not put anything towards Dredge. If you're playing in a room that like no one's like, what Dredge? We don't care about it. Or
yeah,
like,
but I mean, Deathrite Shaman still does a number on.
To some degree, like manaless Dredge still like you have to go for Phantasmagorian and Street Wraith.
Yeah,
I mean that gives you ways around Deathrite Shaman. But aside from that, it's
I don't know. I don't
like it.
There's so many things.
I do like the versions that are like super blue heavy, so it runs Force of Wills, Disrupting Shoals, and Mindbreak Traps.
I mean, if you look at like Death and Taxes or any like Death and Taxes Revoker naming Phantasmagorium or any deck that runs Pithing Needle naming Phantasmagorium, like the deck's dead.
Yeah,
like. They can still do something maybe sometimes, but like at that point they're naturally discarding at the end of the turn.
And if you're a deck that plays black, any discard spell you have is a time lock. So it's
but
it's rough. Ryan's pointing out that it's not faster in a fishbowl. Like in mana versions, you can do a lot to deal with counters. Like the printing of Faithless Looting made it so you have so much redundancy in your draw spells.
I mean, because now you have Careful Study and Faithless Looting, and
Breakthrough, and
some
people are doing the sweet tech of Tolarian Wind again, which is discard your hand, then draw that many cards.
Ooh,
which is the beats, but it's 2 mana, and people don't run it anymore, which is sad. But
I don't know. That's kind of nice. That's kind of nice.
There was one deck that top-8'd like a couple months ago that ran like 2 of them. Just as like a awesome
I'm just going to point this out again. There are giant fucking dice sitting right next to them. And yet they still use the little die. Just pointing that out. Just want to point that out there. But yeah, I mean, Kevin not looking like he's got a lot going on unless he drew something pretty good.
He kept a hand with Faceless Looting. He's got an Icarid. Most likely there's a Dredger.
No, there wasn't a Dredger. He didn't have a Dredger. He had Abrupt Decay, Faithless Looting, land, and
okay. That's still a fine keep. Like he's going to be able to use the draw spells to get into a Dredger. In that, also while dredging, he's able to also like in that filtering, he can also build up a hand with more anti-hit cards along with it. If he's not finding Dredgers to kind of get into this inevitable point where he's able to kind of combo off of like being able to ditch some Dredgers and draw some cards in order to dump his deck.
Yeah.
I don't even know who Patrick Warburton is. He sounds like a Confederate general.
I'll take it. Whatever. I don't know. I got Brock Samson one time, which I was like, yeah, I'll take Brock Samson. That's fine. And then yeah, and now Patrick. I'm gonna Google this. This match isn't doing much for me, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see it. We're gonna see it coming in,
and
we're gonna get up.
Germ token. Oh, he's getting.
I like Jet too. Yeah, because then he can kill his own stuff, like get rid of bridges.
Yeah, both of the equipment do well at being able to activate.
Oh, that's who that is. All right,
that works.
It's what Crunk and like a million other things. Nice. I'll take that. I will 100% take that.
His voice is low and woodsy.
Is it woodsy?
Woodsy.
Ooh, all right. I'll take that comparison. That's fine. So there was a daze on the can't even fucking think. Faithless Looting, which seems fine. Setting Bob back a little bit, putting the land back up in his hand. So
another Stoneforge looks like a true name, maybe.
Which is and it's got a Gataxian, bro. I can't tell. Yep.
Yeah, I'm with you, Ryan. I think Batterskull is a bit better in fighting Dredge because you get to swing for 4, you get lifelink, and you also can return it items and speed in order to kill the token to pop bridges. And so it's just it's a.
Wait, why can you kill the token? Oh, bringing it back to your hand.
Yeah, you pay 3, you bring it back to your hand, the 0/0 token dies, and it removes your bridge. It removes the opponent's bridges.
Yeah.
As opposed to having to waste counters, which is actually taking off of your clock.
Yeah, all right.
Or it's helping you.
I agree completely. All right, yeah,
so
I agree.
It allows you to do all 3 without preventing you from doing one or the other.
And Bob
probed, install Faithless, Faceless, Careful Study, Abrupt Decay. I think that's an Icarid. Yeah, it's an old card.
Yeah, it's Icarid. It's Icarid. Careful Study, Abrupt Decay, Faithless Looting, Faithless Looting. So Kevin on the mono Faithless Looting plan.
They draw 2, discard 2, minus a card.
Yeah,
which is fine for Dredge because they don't care.
Yeah, but I mean, he's gonna lose. Like if this, yeah.
So he's attacking for.
No. He already attacked. Bob just tried to play another land, and they're like, wait a second, this is turn 2, my man. So that's 2 Icarids. And
no food.
Yeah, and there goes the gemstone mine. Something just happened. Something impressive just happened. I don't know if it was for the tabletops or if it was a game of Magic. But it looks like this Faithless Looting is actually going to resolve. But did he find a Dredger?
Yep.
No, Stinkweed. Yep. There you go.
Stinkweed. And discarding the Narcomoeba because it's lost its value.
Yeah, there's nothing to it. I almost like pitching an Icarid there. Just to get it in the yard, and then, like, because if you hit a couple good dredges...
Yeah, but he's not going to be able to activate, like... The only thing he can do is put the trigger on the stack in the upkeep.
Oh, no, he won't be able to activate it this turn, yes.
But he doesn't have an instant way of drawing cards. So that's typically how you would accomplish that.
Well, no, I'm just saying, just to get it in the yard. I know it's going to be, like, 2 turns in order to do it, but he doesn't have a land here, and he's going to want to start dredging, so... Unless he decides
he's
to
on the
draw.
plan of like cabal therapying himself in order to get.
Yes, that's I guess what he's got. So,
but I'm always in favor of directing the therapies at your board, if at all possible.
So, yeah.
Oh, you days. Okay.
Yeah. But
I think Smut Cup. I think he discarded Narcomoeba to avoid having the Icarids exposed prematurely. That's the only thing I can think of that he's trying to work around. Like, if he drops...
That's a good point.
If he discards his Icarids and then he goes, boom, rest in peace, or Surgicals, or what have you, then it's like, oh...
Surgical, you're going deep. Nobody plays Surgical anymore.
Well, that's the thing you kind of have to play around with Dredge, because in Game 2, you're always in the question of, what do they have against me? Because Game 2 is always this weird space of, I'm boarding in a smattering of different cards to interact with you, but I don't know what you have. And there also is a discard out on the board.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, you know what?
Ryan.
Sometimes I should actually fucking pay attention to things. So, you know, there's a putrid imp. Alright, so...
he's saying
Kevin
Meddling Mage
nice.
Naming Abrupt Decay.
And Kevin being nice and showing that he's got the Abrupt Decay in his hand. I mean,
yikes.
Not that... Because Kevin could Dark Blast... at upkeep, dredge, Dark Blast again to get rid of it. So, like, I don't know if I want to show that. So, alright, so he's going to get a Narcomoeba, and he got a couple good dredges.
If he has it in his hand.
But now it's in his yard. Yeah. So, a little rougher there. But let's go ahead and get something there. Hello, world. Alright, so...
Yeah, he showed the... He saw the Abrupt Decay.
Oh, from the Gitaxian probes. Okay, sure. God, I'm just losing my mind tonight. But that's pretty much every night. So, it happens. It happens. So, are we at threshold, right? So, he's swinging for 2?
Yeah, I mean, as far as people talking about Dredge, like, the only expensive piece of Dredge is the LEDs. Like, the lands are a little bit more expensive. Like, if it's, like, you need to pick up 4 Mana Confluence, and that's
like $10. That's like...
That's probably the second most expensive card in the deck. Like, maybe Icarids are still more, like...
I mean, LEDs are still pretty pricey.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, the only really expensive card is LED.
Yeah. So.
And Cobalt Therapy, like it's 40 to 50 for a playset, but I only have a F&M foil playset of Cobalt Therapies. I would like a non-foil set because I don't typically like playing with foils, but that's just a personal preference thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I like foils.
Foils are very wonderful.
Speaking of which, I gotta go make sure my deck is nice and flat.
Yes.
So, so he's clearly making mana in a million. What? I don't even know. Damn it, I missed Dredge. Yeah. What? All he does the most. Yeah, then therapies and Icarids. Okay, how much are Icarids going?
He flashed. I guess he flashed back the Cabal Therapy.
Yep.
To get the.
But.
Battle Skull?
Yeah, so.
I guess?
Yeah. He flashed back the Cabal Therapy, sacking the Narcomoeba, naming Batterskull. Yeah. Now who's paying attention to the game? Got it. Got it.
Hashtag had it. And so let's see what this Meddling Mage is naming. Surprisingly, Meddling Mage is not a bad card to bring in against Dredge.
Let's see.
I agree, Ryan. You have mana and Unsick Stoneforges, so I don't know why he couldn't have just brought it into play.
And he didn't.
Because naming the Abrupt Decay at that point doesn't stop.
Oh, LED. Yep. All right.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. I don't know. At that point, I would actually probably name Chain of Vapor so you don't lose the Abrupt Decay guy.
Yep.
I guess that's what I would do in that point.
I can get behind that. But I mean, realistically, how much mana is Kevin gonna make? And then so we saw a swing for 4 here. I'm gonna drop Kevin down to 13. And it looks like he's just swinging.
Yeah, the Battle Skull I think would probably not better play Smart Cop, but we're in this board state now that he's there's no food for them, so that's rough.
Yeah.
The Judge Foil Elish Norn is pretty sweet because the text is in Phyrexia.
Yeah,
and
it's also $1 million.
But it's such it's a sweet card.
It's an awesome card. Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's just $1 million.
So he's pitching the Stinkweed Imp for an Icarid. That makes sense because he has 2 trolls to
two thugs to dredge.
There's trolls, not...
Golgari thugs.
Yeah,
Golgari
thugs are 4.
Yeah.
But now he has a bridge.
Ooh, all right. So, all right. Now things are shaping up a little bit. Look at that.
You need both. Ukalaka Bakuto and Hawishaka. You need both for Confluence and for City Brass.
Yep, and
because you run City Brass, Mana Confluence, and Gemstone Mine. You're not running. You need to get up to 12 golds in sideboard games in order to cast Hate and stuff, or like your Chain of Vapors and Nature Claims and Firestorms and Abrupt Decays because they're all across the mana.
That, and if you were in a situation where you needed either City of Brass or Mana Confluence. Mana Confluence is just better because it's when it's tapped for mana versus when it's tapped.
Yes, so if you don't just straight up lose to Rishon Import.
Rishon Import, take one. Enjoy!
Rishon Import, the best Shivan Gorge ever. Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you, Gibusuzum. I'm going to see if Confluence can actually drop in price at some point.
I'm sure it will.
Because I'm not in a boat where I'm going to be buying LEDs anytime soon. I'm going to work on something else to play.
Yeah, and once Confluence gets out of
standard,
that's what's going to be important. So Bob going down to 7 here, which is interesting. Because if he doesn't leave back any blockers, can both Icarids come back? Or I guess it depends on if Kevin's got a black creature in hand that he can pitch to Imp. Because that starts getting a little precarious at that point. But, I don't know. Yeah, so Skid, building the lands, about $600 worth more work.
I'm a bit $200 ahead of him, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I'm just missing Tabernacle.
Tabernacle is
I'm trying to
Tabernacle's 800.
No, Tabernacle is about 4.
Get an Italian one. How much are the Italian
Those
ones?
are the Italian ones.
Oh, okay.
It's like 4.
So
they're anywhere between like high 300s to mid 400s, and you add an extra 100 for the English versions.
Okay. Or just get like a super beat one. So Kevin's just gonna take this 2 damage here. Gonna put him down to 11, and now we got 2 counters on Jite. So whether or not he ends up flashing.
Yeah, that's my hope to do some of that too. I just need to get the money to do that.
Okay, so there's one Icarid coming back. All right, what your hope to do?
Ryan, I would love to borrow one.
Yeah.
Maybe on next Monday or one other point we're planning it.
Oh boy,
it'll get me off of playing Enchantress.
And here's another bridge. So
that's not too bad.
I want to see how Bob plays this. Whether Bob kills one of his creatures, or
he's got Jite, right?
Yeah, he's got Jite with 2 counters on it.
All right.
So yeah, so this is gonna be, I don't know. This is gonna be interesting, because if Kevin starts making a lot of tokens here, it's a little weird. Yeah, so I almost wonder if you just pitch everything to Imp, and then you sack Imp to Cabal Therapy, get 2 tokens. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's bad.
My Enchantress was on stream last Monday. If you want to check YouTube, we drew.
Yeah.
I drew against Bug Delver on stream.
Yeah,
it was an awkward match.
Yeah, you were definitely shaking off some cobwebs. Some cobwebs there.
I was like, oh wait, Worship McGarthy Enchantress is an awesome combo. Wait, it just does absolutely nothing against Deathrite Shaman.
Yeah.
Damn it.
All right, so we're gonna see a swing from Kevin. 3 coming in with the Icarid, 2 in the air from the Putrid Imp. Let's see if. Oh, so he's just gonna declare blockers, which is fine, but he's still gonna. Kevin's gonna get to stack the triggers, so he's gonna get.
He's gonna get 2
tokens
this time around. Yeah.
But
it doesn't look like he's doing. Is he actually doing something in response?
No, doesn't look like it.
Okay. He's just
gonna get the 2 tokens and say okay. And Bob's gonna go down to 5.
Wait, did he attack?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
He attacked. He attacked with an Icarid and attacked with
the Stinky or the Putrid.
Yeah, the Putrid Imp. So
our 2/2 flying can't block.
I think Kevin can bring back both Icarids though next turn. Because there's I thought I saw 2. Maybe no, I thought I saw
a thug.
I thought I saw 2 thugs go in. Maybe I didn't. But I mean, so all right. So he can get 1 back, and then he's swinging. So depending on how Bob swings, I mean All right, so.
But there are 2 counters. That's equal to. That's effective 4 life. 2.
All right, so this is a little awkward. Getting rid of the Stinkweed Imp now. After there's no tokens to be had. But I guess Kevin thinks that he can win this race as long as True Name doesn't come out and get that.
That's what he did. He just.
Yeah. Which is why he could Cabal Therapy and whatnot. But I kind of liked having the flyer that just got across for 2 every turn. Like,
yeah,
leave the zombies back to block, and that's a 3-turn. 3-turn clock. Well, I guess not. No, because he's got the he's got the counters on Jite. Yeah.
And then Jite plus True Name is a beating.
Oh yeah. But I was saying like
he's removing the counters to kill a token, which is a rough place to be spending your counters on that.
Yeah. So, but I was more referring to sack a token to flashback Cabal Therapy versus sacking Imp. But Kevin gonna go down to 9 here. So let's see. Right, so
he's bringing back the Icarids. And he did that so he could have food to have both back. So that's an excellent play by Kevin.
All right.
He's going to be dragged in 6 again. Gets Nothing he wants to see.
Oh, literally nothing. Just land in
junk.
a firestorm.
But swinging with the boys, using 2 to kill the 2 Icarids, which is fine.
Okay.
But
And
he's
then,
facing 4 power. Does he kill the Abrupt Decay Meddling Mage? He goes to 1 if he doesn't block both.
Okay, so he's just taking 2, so he's going down to 3.
He's going down to 3.
You know what I want to see? I want to see a bolt come out of Kevin's deck. Like, gotcha!
If only Firestorm hit people. I think it can. I think Firestorm can actually hit people, but he's not in a space to actually draw land, then use it.
Yeah, so, alright, so just, there's another...
He goes down to 7.
And he's just instantly going to kill a token?
Yeah, so he now has a blocker for the token, but... yeah, the Icarids can't come back, so... Oh, he's going to take 1, eat 1.
Yeah.
That's smart. Dredge.
And so that'll put him down to...
Gets
there's
bridges.
2 bridges.
That's game.
Wow.
Dredge pulls it out.
Sometimes you get 2 bridges. Sometimes you get 2 bridges.
Yeah, it sort of seems like the longer that game went, the more... I don't know, Dredge does really well in grindy contests because it just...
No, I mean, just sitting there, just drawing, like, effectively 4 cards a turn, on average. All right,
Firestorm was not named.
Nope. Yep, no, it was just Abrupt Decay and LED.
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to go see if we can get another match. Hopefully we can with 15 minutes. So
I have a question for chat.
All right, good.
So, chat, one of the things that I'm trying to do is... Well, I'm going to get more closer on camera. One of the things I'm trying to do is build up some decks of standard days of past. And want to kind of like build a set of them and be able to bring them places and have people like choose a random one and play out wacky games against standard decks. So I'm wondering if people want to submit some ideas for decks like favorite decks of standard rotations past. Like I'm definitely putting in... Last time I really played standard competitively was like Odyssey Onslaught block. So like Blue-Green Madness, that's it. Like I plan on putting in the Carlos Romeo Psychotog list of when he won Worlds. I plan on using Mono Black Control, Ghazi Glare, definitely. I'm talking about this idea I have for like putting this like set of standard decks of days past together. So like building up a Blue-Green Madness, a Psychotog deck, a Jun deck of when Jun was super awesome.
Will you build Psychotog and take it to a Legacy Open? Just because.
You
you want to.
Abrupt Decay.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be
I would take Tooth and Nail. That's also Which version of Gifts though? Are you talking about like the Greater Good Gifts deck, or? So I was thinking of that too. Affinity is also one I was thinking about. I was thinking about Blue-Black Jace of like the Wafatapa Matignon 2010 Worlds, rather than it's not just like 8 people. It's more of like people have to choose decks at random. So like maybe we could do like in between games. Of on camera, they can both choose a deck, and who knows what deck they're choosing. It could be, Randy Bueller's Draw Go from Worlds 2000 versus Affinity. Could be fun to see stuff like that.
Ben Crevin.
Who we got? Ben Crevin.
No, Crean, but
AKA Ben Crevin.
Ben Crevin is just better.
Ben Crevin Crean.
Yeah, pretty much.
Versus our good guy Pino. Valakut and Wolf Run Ramp. I had not considered that one. I will think about it. You mean the deck of the Worlds from 2 years ago where it played Primeval Titan into Wolf Run Ramp? Yeah.
Yeah. Punishing Rug Delver. Sweet! Alright, done. Done skis. Alright, and so...
I'm actually going to be working on the weekend, so I won't be able to do any kind of stream shenanigans for you folk, or if any of that's
Stream shenanigans? What's happening?
Who's just saying, like, right before the Legacy event starts, cube draft.
All your decks.
Play that.
Fair enough. I'm done.
If there was a deck that had Force of Will in it, then yes.
Yeah, and
Texas Rager, Odyssey's like Squirrel Opposition is probably one of my favorite decks of all time. So I'm glad you said that because the Squirrel Opposition decks, so much fun, super awesome. I do plan on one of the decks being Necropotence with Hymn to Turok and Dark Rit.
Nice.
So one person gets to play that. One person gets to play. It'd be like Necropotence versus Affinity. Who wins that? I don't know. You know, let's find out.
That is true. I don't know. That'd be fun.
So that's
Jace's for Caw-Blade would be expensive though.
I already have Jace's.
Oh, okay.
That was the thing I'd worked over the past year.
Will you please build Jace Raider? Like I think I heard you mention it from Italy. The blue-white mill deck that was in standard that won Worlds or won Pro Tour in 2010. I want to say.
I actually don't know about this deck.
Oh man, look it up. Look it up.
Right.
It's gonna be good. So Pino leading with Volcanic Island. Ben gonna crack a fetch and then play Thoughtseize, but Thoughtseize is gonna get countered by Daze, and I imagine the turn's just gonna get shipped back over to.
So we'll have to see like how this matchup goes. Again, because this was what we saw earlier with David and GG Pino.
Yeah. And
see how much. So I know Ryan, you were saying that you thought it was pretty close. We'll see how close this matchup turns out.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. That I think it is pretty close.
How well the Punishing Fires affect the matchup.
But Delver coming down.
I will consider the Mythic Conscription, Ryan.
Oh man.
So
put together red deck wins. You should all. I mean, hell, you could just do like the best RDW deck. Actually, but like.
But they already mentioned Fires, and Fires is pretty cool. The old Fires you got in Maya deck.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I'm a fan of the RDW, like the red deck wins decks that went like turn 1 Figure of Destiny, turn 2 Stigma Lasher, turn 3 something, turn 4 or turn 3 Flame Javelin.
I was thinking about the Boat Brew deck with the Figure of Destiny and CJ.
Yeah. But I mean, like it's hard to beat. It's hard to beat turn 1 Figure, turn 2
So
like Stigma Lasher or Pump Figure, turn 3 Flame Javelin, turn 4 a Pump Figure or do something else degenerate, turn 5 Demigod of Revenge. They counter it before the trigger resolves, and so you just get it back anyway. So Delver gonna flip off that Brainstorm Pino played in his upkeep. And then he's going to swing in. Ben's going to go down to 16 here.
We're going to try and switch to talking more about the match at hand, guys. We can talk more about old standard decks during the round change. We have so many people talking about awesome ideas. I love it. That is fantastic. But let's talk about this Delver we see and the Death Rite.
And we have to discuss if the decks have to be like
any days.
Oh god. Yeah, dazing on the.
Brainstorm a tempo play. Let's see.
Okay. That was all right. That was Ben's end of turn, which is fine. Okay. That was like.
And if he's storm blocked, then that's fine. If like he doesn't have another land drop, then he just replays a land. That's fine.
I see. He can just cast Jace though. Oof. If Greg's got a Force of Will, this looks really good. If he doesn't have a Force of Will, this is really rough.
So Mark has a seizure over how impressive the unsummon Jace ability is.
Well, there's a bolt on Jace. Jace's gonna go bye-bye.
And luckily the target player ability affects Planeswalkers.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. Comes up every now and then. Oh, goodness. All right, so this Pino's still set back a little
Texas
bit.
Ranger, I know that old decks beat any Legacy Delver deck, but...
Oh, I agree with that, too. Yeah, I agree with that, too. So we're just going to see land go from Ben, it looks like. Well, maybe not. Maybe he's deciding. I guess he could Treasure Cruise here.
So AJ Soccer has more viewers than us. What is this madness?
Yes.
AJ Soccer is a pretty cool guy. He has a really awesome video talking about the plays that Yuya Watanabe did in this finals that Yuya did, where he completely outplays. He's on like a Delver list,
Sure.
like post banning's Caw-Blade list, like a Kago deck versus Tempered Steel, and he just totally outplays the guy in the finals. It's so beautiful. And Soccer makes some really great, has some really great insight about the match.
All right, so
we got Planeswalker number 2.
Yeah, there's Liliana. Does Greg have another Bolt or any sort of answer to this? Daze is not going to do it.
I don't know if the deck was standard legal. That's a vintage deck.
Yeah, and then let's see. So,
and I don't got power, bro.
How's it gun? I do that relatively often. Make that noise. So you just gotta get ready for it. All right. So Punishing Fire goes into the.
You know what we should do is you should record it and make that sound play every time there's a new follower.
Oh, I should do that. I could do that. So here's going to be the Delver that was bounced to the hand a while back. I imagine we're just going to see that get sacked. Which if Greg is like slow rolling, actually I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that play. Like if Greg if Greg had a land, then that seems fine. Greg's in a rough spot.
Yeah, Greg's in a pretty rough spot. I like the Edict there though.
No, I like the Edict fine, but Greg played out the Delver, so I was thinking maybe that was to get to Liliana to 2, and but he would have already needed to have the.
He in order to
punishing fire it away. Yeah.
I see.
But it looks like he's just brainstorm locked right now, which is this is pretpretty rough. Sad to see this going. So
that's
Phoenix is gonna pick it up. All right.
So much for all my stuff about punishing fire being GG. That seemed like a really strong, that's not necessarily true Delver. I think part of what made that matchup really good is that he was able to board into, I don't know if he runs the Liliana. I think, because Ben runs the Planewalker's main, right?
Yeah.
So he's a bigger Delver deck than Glaciers was.
Yeah. Most certainly. And Pino, though, also stuck on one land, couldn't really do a lot. What he did do was impressive. I mean, we saw him tempo out a lot. Maybe some of his dazes were a little aggressive. Like the one on the Brainstorm where he could have saved that and then gotten the Jace, and then he would have had the Delver to swing and whatnot. So I don't know. There's some things.
Air Tony, I like the Astral Stride idea, but I have to find a list that isn't too tainted by the Affinity matchup, because they were all running
lots of artifact tape.
For whatever the 1G destroy target artifact was back in that standard block, they were running 4 of the main deck, and
the green one.
Yeah. And the Lightning Rift Astral Slide deck was never really a standard thing, I don't think.
Yeah.
There was primarily the green-white versions. Air Tony, that's what I've done. I'm asking people about decks I hadn't considered yet.
Yeah. I went Heartless Summoning. I know that it wasn't tier 1.
I have that deck already made.
Oh, okay, good. All right, I just want
I have that deck already.
All right, that's fine. Heartless Summoning with Haven't Go Lich.
Haven't Go Lich. Wormcoil Dungeons. The Mirror Enforcer. Not the Mirror Enforcer. The 4/4 that you can only play with creature mana. Whatever it is.
No, it's a 5/6.
5/6 you can play with creature mana. Yeah.
Mirror Siberian.
So you're gonna go see if we can find another match. All right. Oxidize. There you go, Ryan.
There's not another match.
You best me at mental magic, sir.
What? Who's getting bested at mental magic?
Ryan came up with Oxidize. That's the card.
Yeah.
Blueback Fairies is another choice. That's also super expensive.
Is it? Oh, I forgot that Bitter Blossom went back up.
Bitter Blossom's still a $50 magic card.
Yeah. All right. So 5-color control.
That's another one.
5-color control. Jund. Black-white tokens. Let's see. What were some of the other ones leading up into that?
You're talking this is shards.
Yeah.
They're standard.
Yeah. Oh god.
I'm a super big fan of that. Reflecting Pool Vivid Land control deck show. That's super awesome.
5-color control?
The way they did that. I've seen some Mystical Teachings modern decks that run that. I don't know how good they are, but that's kind of neat.
Huh. That's
yes, Ryan. The cause is real. Hashtag old deck standard. Standard gate.
Yeah, I'm 100%. I mean, that'd be great to play. I feel like you'd find some decks that were just too good. They were just stupidly good.
I'm curious to see how I mean, one of the other decks I want to do like is John Finkel's Tinker deck.
Sure. Okay.
Do that.
All right.
That's another idea. The other deck I had was like Randy Buehler's Drago, which is like the Whispers of the Muse driven Forbid.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, you could also play
with like 4 Stalking Stones, 4 Fairy Conclaves, 4 Wasteland, Rust Islands.
I mean, you could also do again from Lorwyn Standard, Lorwyn Shard Standard, 2 scoops, which was basically a.
Was it red white?
Huh?
Was it red white or what's 2 scoops?
I remember white being the main color, and I think you could splash other colors, but 2 scoops was basically.
I want reflecting pool control to be very modern.
But yeah, no. So you just 2 scoops was like you basically don't have a win condition game 1, so you're just shutting the board down like every way. And
your win condition is them scooping to futility.
Yeah, you're using like I think it's Mistveil Plains that puts a card from your graveyard to the bottom of your deck. So you're never doing that.
That's fantastic.
And so you only get 1 game. You have to make sure you win that 1 game, and then have an aggressive sideboard plan just in case you don't. So you can side into that and then try to win game 2 and then win game 3. But if you win game 1, you were more than likely going to win the match just because they wouldn't be able to do anything.
We got pairings, guys.
Alright,
was a Hulk Flash deck in Standard, Ryan?
Let's see.
And Air Tony, was there a Plague Lord Range Hermit rock deck in Standard? I know that's
all right. So
was an old
real quick, guys.
Matches.
Yeah, guys. Do you
Focus.
want? All right, Shbiba. All right. So guys, we got.
Let them know after.
I'll let them know. All right. So we got a mystery deck versus bug. We've got the punishing fire. We've already seen that a whole bunch. Then
Dredge
we've got so Zinni's on blue-white control. Blue-white splash red control against America Delver. We got Miracle versus Dredge, or we got Storm versus Bug, or we got Bug versus another mystery deck. So if you guys don't say anything, then I'm gonna put.
What about Zinni?
I'll put Zinni and Robert.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right. Huh? You are not undefeated, but sure, you can totally be on camera.
So we're gonna have the undefeated.
No, they're not undefeated. He's not undefeated.
Oh.
I'm 102.
But.
Oh, 102. Then you're definitely undefeated.
Oh God.
Yeah, guys. The idea of the old deck Standard was to like. It's supposed to be like somewhat unfair in some matchups. Like there's like the Blue-Green Madness deck is gonna have 4 composts in its sideboard because that's what it did against because it just straight up lost to Mono Black Control back in that Standard era.
All right, so these guys kind of just sat down, and by these guys I mean Zinni just sat down. So
that's one of the decks we wanted, right?
Kind
this is
of.
His weird.
Let's see what they.
Well, that's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
I like the Miracles and Dredge too, but we just got people setting down.
Yeah. So
we could kick them out.
Okay, so we got Hippodactyl putting Zinni on there. So all right. So sorry guys. Chuck was a little slow, and they kind of just sat down. So all right, started. Done. All right, so Zinni is. All right, so Zinni's had 2 draws. He is technically undefeated, so that's what he was yelling about.
In fact, he is undefeated. He's 102.
Yes. Yeah. That's what we were saying. So he is.
So this is the double draw bracket of our 4-round tournament.
Yeah. Jesus. God. Yeah. All right. So control.
I don't know. I'm kind of curious to see what this control deck is about.
And then we got America Delver.
It obviously may be short on win conditions because it's drawn.
Have you not seen this? Yeah, it's got like 2 Snapcaster Mages and like 3 Jaces, and I think that's it. That is about the win conditions. Let's see. So
well, it's kind of unfair to like switch now, guys. We need to be more deliberate with asking for Miracles and Dredge next time. that would have been fine, but...
No, I mean, like, that's actually what I was about to put on, but like I said, Zinni just kind of sat down. So, it's all right. I mean, none of those guys were the top tables.
This is a little bit more casual, you know, like, this isn't like...
I mean...
Pro Tour,
yeah,
King of the Hill feature match.
So, actually, both these players have draws, or have 2 draws. I don't even understand. All right, so technically this is a higher seated table as well.
Yeah, technically this is higher seated than the other one.
And I'll get their matches up here in a second. So
we've got counters and Jaces, and counter spells that we're dropping on the table by Zinni.
Yeah.
What's lagging?
No, it's because of the internet connection.
Oh.
We're dropping some frames every now and then.
Yeah.
So that's where the lag's coming in.
Mark is not a win. Mark is a
gentleman and a scholar.
Gentleman and a scholar, and
that's right.
Sometimes confused as a bear.
Sometimes confused. It's very true.
Or into bear culture, I suppose.
Yeah, into bear culture.
Maybe not as a bear, but.
So, Bob, is Bob undefeated? No, we saw Bob lose, right?
Bob lost to good guy Pino.
All right, yeah, because this gives him 5 points. Yep. All right, and then Zinni is 1-0 and 2. Well, no, that should only give. Oh no, so Bob has. All right, so that's what this is going at. All right, so he's just 2-1. He doesn't have any draws. All right, there we go. 2-1, and then let's go ahead and edit this bad boy. Pull that over just a smidgen. All right, sweet. And oh, cool. I didn't miss any fetches. Just a bunch of ponders. Fair enough. And this is what we call a draw go. You play land, you do some stuff, and yeah, really, he's done good things. But Bob's going to immediately fire off a wasteland.
Why?
Yeah,
I'm sitting like this for the rest of the day. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so Okabakalakato, we'll see you later. That's fine. Yeah, so this is interesting. I don't know. It's Zinni is undefeated, which is cool. Apparently this match is just gonna go really long. Yeah, and
maybe there's always mana screw. So
yeah, and I mean another reason for not putting the Dredge versus Miracles match on is because Nick is on the Rest in Peace main plan for his Miracles deck, so which is kind of bad against Dredge.
Did he? Oh, jeez.
Oh God. Good enough. Good enough. So what are you looking at?
He's saying fixed Bob.
Yeah, it was off. It was off. Now it's fixed.
Now it's fixed.
Now we're good. We're good. I noticed it after a minute or two. Again, long day. Worked my real job. Stressfully drawing boxes.
Making sure the boxes are good.
From what 7 to 6, and then I came here, stream. I've been doing this now for 3.5 hours. God, yeah, I had like 10 minutes sitting at home. It was rough. It's a rough life.
But it was 10 minutes filled with whiskey.
It was 10 minutes filled with whiskey and like chowing down pork that we made in the crock pot.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. And
set it and forget it.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So, oh God, it is round 4. Jesus, I'm just bad at this, guys. Also, but I'm gonna blame Andrew as well because he's not pointing any of this out. So shame on you. Shame on you.
I'm not holding up my bargain.
I know. Not at all. But I guess back to the match. Zinni hasn't been doing much. He's just played 2 fetch lands, waiting to crack it. He's got some stuff going on later. Bob, on the other hand, not doing much at all either. He's just been kind of digging and can-tripping. He fired the wasteland off earlier, which who's to say whether it doesn't seem like that's been doing much.
Drops a Delver.
Oh, now he's got a Delver, so that's nice.
And he's prepping the boat for some cruising, but other than that,
It was yeah, bourbon on the rocks. It was New Holland's bourbon that they age in some of their beer barrels. So so they take their beer, they age it in bourbon barrels, and then they take the same barrels and they put bourbon back in them and age them in there. So polish that off. That was nice.
So swords on the Delver, which takes Bob back up to 20, and Anthony is cracking his second fetch, so he's down to 18.
All right, there we go. So I started talking about whiskey. At that point, it's over. I don't know. Should we? I wish we had beer here, or some sort of booze. Then we can make a drinking game. Out of every minute that goes by, we take a drink.
There wouldn't be a round 3.
We're round 4. It's fine. We're done. We're done after
already
this.
done?
Yeah. So
when we started now, we'd be fine. But
so everybody, for this matchup, every minute that passes, take a drink. That is the drinking game. Yeah, I like this.
Every time you miss a life total change.
No. Don't play. We're making this interesting. All right, I like this. So,
got
kids,
another fetch. So
down to 19.
As unexciting as it sounds, if it looks like, I don't know, oftentimes in like any kind of control versus semi-control, like there's always the battle against making lane drops.
No, I agree.
And it's not necessarily been going as smoothly for both players. So
Zinni also runs more land than Bob does.
Yeah.
So, and Zinni's deck is basically just cantrips in order to fuel.
Right. It's the
bigger
turbo Xerox.
Yeah.
And shell.
And I like this. Every time somebody cantrips take a drink, you'd be dead. They're doing that more than a minute. They're doing that more than every minute. Oh god! And then I think Bogner pointed out Power Hour. We used to do a podcast that I don't know if any of the episodes actually made it online, but we did a podcast where we did a Power Hour and we just talked about Magic. By the end of it, you were like, it felt like the minutes were happening every 2 seconds. And it was just miserable. You're just like, oh Jesus! I mean, it was fun. It was a lot of fun, but you got really drunk. It was great. I kind of want to bring those back. If Warmax in the chat, he was part of that. He was part of them. It was great.
So Bob putting on his life vest and grabbing a drink and going cruising.
Yeah.
We'll see if that does any for him.
2 and
see if it pulls
3.
him out of a losing position. So says Ryan.
I like this. So more ideas for the drinking game. This is a chugging game. All right, so. Kosi's drinking game. Every time a player shuffles his or her library, take a drink. Oh, that's bad. But we're gonna see Force of Will on that Trim Name Nemesis. So now there's things that we can actually
counterspell.
Yeah, seems all right. Yeah, Zinni seems to. He's just gonna kind of sit back and start taking control of the game. So I like the idea of taking a drink every time somebody shuffles. That seems fun.
Not necessarily a shot though. Because you got 4 or 5 shots.
Oh, it's just taking a drink. Taking a drink, not taking a shot. Vesti, though, I like there as if Anthony wins a game, finish 2 drinks. But Bob, we're going to throw down another Wasteland, taking out Zinni's Tundra. Is Zinni going to brain? Oh, dig through time. Doesn't that cost 2 blue? Yep. Or did he? Oh, okay. No. Never mind. He tapped the Tundra for a blue source before that, and then dig through time. Yeah. So this is gonna be any other good drinking? Let's just do drinking game with drinks on misplays. If you include announcer misplays or missed calls, I agree with this because then.
Well, that's a sliding scope.
With me alone though, like they're guaranteed to get a lot of missed calls, so they're just gonna be drinking a lot. So that should be fun. Again, we're just gonna see a little bit more draw go. Yeah. Well, Bob's been doing. Oh, there's a Delver from Bob. I bet you Zinni's got an answer, and you know what that answer is? Source of Plowshare, which is in his hand.
This Delver might be going farming.
Well, he has hands now, which are far more convenient than like the little scythe things that he's got.
But the scything you can like thresh the actual.
Oh, I guess that's true.
So, like,
he wouldn't need like to
he's
actually
gonna
have
be
a
shunned
tool
when he gets to the farm for not having claws for hands.
Well, no, because now he can just pick up like a plowshare.
But he's he's a puny little like student.
Oh, I forgot about the there we go. And I forgot about the Stoneforge Mystic. So it goes and gets a batters. Oh, that's right. I saw this earlier. Yeah, he's got Sword of Meat and what now?
I can hear you a little bit.
Okay.
Thanks, Chuck. I'm just getting too excited about some final
just drinking games.
Anthony and some drinking games.
Oh god! Every time somebody plays, all right. So every time somebody plays a blue card,
take a drink.
Take a drink. I like this. We do drinking game. Misplays. We talk about that. Zinni doesn't. If Zinni doesn't draw again, take a drink. Okay, I like that. But that's a lot. I don't know. So we did see the Sword of Meek come into. Oh, and he's got Thopter Foundry. So this actually could.
I hope. Like, I don't think you should play Sword of the Meek without Thopter Foundry.
No. I just didn't know if he had it in hand or not.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah. So this is. Yeah, this is gonna be good. I think I'm just gonna start bringing like a.
I win.
What do you win?
Ryan says I win, so I win.
Oh, all right, fair enough. Probably, but if no, I think for like 4th round matches, I'm just gonna start bringing like just a bottle of whiskey, and I'm just gonna drink it in situations like this.
4th round drinking games.
Yeah, I like this. But we're gonna see Bob go cruising again. And a ponder.
Hopefully he still has his life jacket on.
How is Bob? How is
cruising gonna be unsafe?
I want to know, given how many cards Bob has seen, how has Bob not done anything this game?
Well, he's played 2
Delvers.
farm.
No. He's played 2 Delvers. That is not doing stuff.
That does not a game make.
Yes.
Something.
How many cards does he have in his grip right now?
That Delver should have been exiled. Oh, you're.
Oh. All right, let me go. So he's got to have 1 more mana tap. Hey, Bob, you got to have 1 more mana tap. That Delver was exiled. The Delver was exiled. So. All right, quick fix. So.
Well, it's never too late for tapping a mana for something that happened in the past.
Yeah.
Don't lose hope, guys.
Yeah. So
he's got an Enlightened Tutor in hand, a Force of Will, and the Sword of the Meek for Anthony.
So I'm surprised they didn't just run out the Sword of the Meek.
So I have a question for you.
What?
What is Anthony's watch? What is that thing?
Oh, it's just like it's just like dots that show everything.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just a high fashion watch. Okay. That's all.
Because his watch is rather iconic on the stream. I just wanted to make sure we talked about what exactly.
Oh, is it iconic?
Well, it's just sort of, I can tell, like, whenever you watch it, you know it's Zinni because of the watch.
Sure. There's a true name nemesis, and
he's going to go searching in a scholarly fashion.
Yeah. So Bob's still sitting on take a drink every time a card is played for less than its full casting.
I like the idea. Right, Tony?
Oh, jeez. That was another misplay. Oh, God.
The card played over $50.
Oh.
Well, luckily you wouldn't have to drink for a Enlightened Tutor or...
I don't think you have to even drink
Foundry?
For True Name Nemesis, do you?
No, True Name's not 50.
Yeah, I don't think so. It was,
It's like 15, 20-ish, I want to say.
It was really high when it first came out. God, I remember Scavenging Ooze was, like, stupidly high.
Yes, it was, and then they kept reprinting it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, well, they printed it in a core set, which is gonna do good things. The chat's gonna be annihilated because if everybody is following each one of these rules that have come out, so we have Force pitching Force and now Force pitching Thopter Foundry in order to make sure that this this Sword of the Meek resolves.
So everyone's lost 1 life, which is the first life total change.
Yeah, but now
in a while.
Zinni's going to be gaining a lot of life, though. So, oh, wait, nope. Zinni's at 16. I made him gain a life. And it looks like Bob just fetched. Yep. So, Bob at 16 now, too. Look at that, tie game. Chat game. But, I mean, Zinni's going to be making roughly... Gaining 5 life a turn, making 5 tokens a turn. So, maybe we'll actually see a win here. Yeah. Oh, the force pitching force, because I guess he could have just cast it? I'm not sure. Don't just pay forces for fun, yeah.
That is very true, Ryan. He had enough mana, it seemed, to let him counter the sword. Yeah.
Why do you let him counter the sword? I don't know.
Because you're able to bring it back into play with the Thopter.
Yeah. Because the 1/1 comes into play.
Because you pitch the other Thopter Foundry, you just play the other Thopter Foundry, sacrifice it.
Yeah,
brings back Sword of the Meek. And
I agree with that.
Start over again.
Well, Zinni going to go down to 12, but then he's going to gain 3.
Thank you for pointing that out.
So he's going to go up to 15. Bogner always on the.
Bogner's holding up the chat.
Yeah, I know.
Everyone's drunk.
He's always on the key plays.
Everyone's destroyed,
which is good. So there's God, they've been following that drinking game. Yeah. So all right. So here's an attack for 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Just gonna swing in for 2.
And he's killing the token with the sword.
With the sword on it, which is fine. So 2 1/1s are gonna get through.
And this is not a race that True Name really wins.
True Name does not win this race, no. True Name is going to swing for 3 again. Going to knock Zinni down to 12, unless Zinni in response makes a bunch of tokens. He's already getting his tokens ready. So
4, 5,
yeah,
6.
Yeah. That is classy, Bogner.
Old fashions are very nice. Are you drinking an old fashioned with the orange peel in it, or are you going without fruit with the old fashioned? Because some people do it both ways, or people do it either way.
Yeah.
With an ice ball, okay.
Yeah, there's Warmac back in chat. Do you remember, Simon? Do you remember our Power Hour podcasts that were ill-fated and we did like 4 times, and that was about it? But here's the how great were those? I'm still a big fan of those. Oh, he doesn't have any sound. That's right. That's right. 7. But yeah, so there's 5, and so we're just gonna see those all turn sideways. So
yeah, he's at this point. Anthony's just able to. It's sort of in this tap out mode where he's able to gain 5 life a turn, outpace the True Name, while making a ton of 1/1s.
Yeah. So all right, so he's 6, and then was that another? Oh, was that a Swords to Plowshare on the one that had the sword attached to it?
I guess so. So he.
All right, so they're just picking it up. Thank God. I didn't
so Anthony wins a game. Finish 2 drink, guys.
Yep, finish 2 drinks.
Hold up your bargain.
That's the name of this game. God, now I really want booze so I could like partake in this drinking game, because I would 100% do it. What wins there? Thopter Sword. Thopter. If he's got 5 mana,
the 5-star skills.
Thank you for following. No, that's like Murloc noise. What you're just doing there. It's like, oh!
All right.
Mine's like more like a seizure noise, but I can't do it unless something impressive actually happens. Otherwise, it's not impressive. You know. I know what I'm saying.
Words.
Just
all
rambling.
Right, so
just rambling.
Any ideas what Zinni has for actual sideboard for this deck?
No idea. I mean, somebody's got 3 colors, so I imagine. I know Blood Moon's in the sideboard, so we'll see that come in. I'm sure.
He's got some spicy. I
think he's got
blast, but
yeah, and he's got blast and stuff. Yeah. So
this is the last round, Cyanaceous.
Yeah.
We do 4.
4 rounds.
We cap it at 4 because it's, as they say, it's a school night.
Yeah. If there's ever a time that Oh wow! So this is gonna be interesting because the Thursday after next Thursday's Thanksgiving, isn't it? Right?
I want to say so.
So, yeah. All right. So maybe I wonder if we'll fire on Thanksgiving night. I don't know. We'll see. Bob wanted to have some practice for the GP because he's playing Delver in the GP. So that is why he's not on Elves. Bringing your Helb sideboard versus Rest in Peace. Plus you're bringing your own Rest in Peace. All right, I guess you could do that, Rager.
Yeah, it's the 27th, so that's...
Is that 2 Thursdays?
Yeah, next Thursday is the 20th, and so it's 2 Thursdays.
2 Thursdays. All right.
So next Thursday we should still be good for...
Yeah, that'll be good. Yeah.
Casting.
So, because I don't know if I'm doing actually anything on Thanksgiving. Because my parents are like 14 hours away. And the mother-in-law is working on Thanksgiving. So I think we're going to do something before that. I don't know. So maybe I'll be able to stream.
Maybe.
If not, it'll be a holiday, so I'll take that off. So
otherwise, there could be some booze involved.
There could be some booze. But, I mean, yeah, actually, no. Like, if I was going to do it on Thursday, I would 100% just be drinking all stream. Just like Thanksgiving. So if I stream Thanksgiving, I'll raise my glass to everybody that would be watching.
Reading a little bear erotica for the stream?
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, it's just whiskey and bear erotica. That's I know you guys tuned in for Legacy.
But instead
it didn't fire. So instead you're gonna sit here, you're gonna watch me drink a glass of whiskey, and I'm gonna read you excerpts from this lovely bears and erotic story.
Oh
god, this has been great.
So we're still shuffling up for game 2.
Yeah. Which I'm pretty sure this is why Zinni has drawn, because they've been shuffling for like 4 minutes. I'm pretty sure.
As they do say, you should try and take like 3-ish minutes.
No,
you should. Deck?
I mean, like at most. Like, I'm a fan of shuffle your shit and present, so you're not wasting 10 minutes of a round shuffling, because you're already going to be doing, like, I should say shuffling between rounds, because you're already shuffling enough in the game.
So you'll have some turkey tonight to make sure their cards are greasy?
I'm not touching any of their cards, though. I guess I could.
But that's just rude.
Just come out there and be like, "Ugh! Ugh!" But then people might get mad at me. That is a good follower
noise, by the way.
That's just follower noise. So every time someone gets an infinite combo, they take a shot out of Mark's belly button. All right, I'd allow it.
It sounds like you're horribly raping him.
I am horribly raping him. Why do you think Andrew signed on? We've been talking about bear erotica all night too, so this works perfect.
I am no cub though.
Oh god. Fair enough. So we're gonna see that flooded strand come in cracked, and Bob's gonna go down to 19. Oh boy. There's a rest in peace.
And the rip.
That's fine. I mean, Zinni also gets enough. Like, he's got.
So this is the point where Zinni brings in his random Helm Obedience in the sideboard to play off of.
Yeah, I mean,
rest in peace.
That would be pretty sweet, which Rager was talking about. So, Bullet 10 years. Nom noms. I agree. We got next time you're commentating, Bachner. We'll just have an assortment of whiskeys, and that's
so
what
this
we're
round
doing.
is brought to you by McAllen's 15.
I like this. So Anthony gonna play a Tundra, and then it's gonna be immediately wasted by Bob. Then Bob gonna run out of Meddling Mage. We'll see what it's called.
And he's named something.
Let's see if he writes it. If he's gracious enough to write it down. Maybe not. All right, you'll go check. Thank you, sir. So we're just gonna see planes.
Dr. Foundry.
All right. Okay. So.
Well, that's good old style of you name what beat you last game.
Sure, but I mean, there's so many other things. So.
Hoey Shotgun.
Thank you for following. You've been nice and vocal in chat.
Thank you so
really
much,
appreciate that. So let's see. Chapter Foundry. R-Y-Z. Right? Or is it
Yep.
A-R?
It's R-Y.
R-Y?
Foundry.
I don't pretend to know how to spell. Yeah, but just, and so Zinni's showing really just how much he does not care that Thopter Foundry was called. I don't know if you bring a Meddling Mage here. I don't know if I personally would, just because Zinni's got a ton of answers for it. But
in nothing else, it presents more threats to be sorted, so your Delvers live.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. But Zinni does not care, so he's just going to sword the Delvers anyway.
And the Shotgun Man, following strictly for the purposes of holding Mark to the Bear Erotica.
I mean, I've got
Medieval Twitch.
Thank you, Medieval Twitch.
Thank you, sir.
Let's see. So there's a fetch by Zinni after the brainstorm. Clear off the top. He took 2 from the Meddling Mage. Bob gained 1 off of the Swords of Plowshare that was on his Deuter's Bank. Other Delver. Anthony going to go down to 16.
You're absolutely right, Ryan. I think if Bob knows a little bit more about Zinni's deck and how much it seems to actually rely on Jace as a win condition, and plus even with the Rest in Peace in play, like naming the Thopter Foundry, it doesn't do a whole lot with Rest in Peace in play. Like,
yeah, because the sword.
So it's kind of a wasted mage.
Yeah.
So
and, well, like not only
and Jace
that,
isn't out to bouncing the. Well, it can't bounce the Rest in Peace, but it's an actual win condition that doesn't involve the graveyard.
Exactly. So. And again, Zinni's got
but Supreme Verdict.
Yeah, I mean Zinni's also has a million and one answers for
Meddling.
For creatures in general. So like I don't like Meddling Mage coming in at all. Now Bob's going to sit here and have to dirtle because I believe he's got another. Yeah, he's got another Rest in Peace. There's a True Name Nemesis. There's a Pyroblast and a Daze. Odds are none of those are really going to do much. And here's Jace. Oh, Humility. You know, there you go. That True Name Nemesis, not doing a whole lot. So.
Yeah, that is a solid card for Zinni here. It definitely shuts off True Name and allows him to.
Zinni might actually win a match.
He's got 20 minutes
This is going
left.
to be amazing.
He's totally got enough time.
Yeah, I like this. So
it does make the Stoneforge a little bit worse.
All right, so going down to 15 there. So Dumb Mother, I have thought about streaming more nights. The problem is I don't have enough people that want to announce in order to have multiple people, because basically this is like a second job for me that takes like 15 hours a week after like uploading everything and sitting here casting and everything like that. So I just really
that looks like a force
do not have the time.
Yeah, lets him draw the Forcible off the Fate Seal.
He doesn't care. It's not something that gets Jace off the table.
Get Jace off the board, yeah.
So, he's just gonna brainstorm there. I wonder if Zinni
do you aggressively Fate Seal there?
I don't know.
Just keep Fate Sealing?
But I wonder if Zinni left the Batterskull in. Because if Zinni left the Batterskull and he's just looking for something, then that'll be fine.
How do you get a couple guys drunk and draft on MTGO together?
We've done that. We've done that in the past. When we first started streaming, it was under my account, which was Satsu Kawaii, and we would get together and do that. So we still do that from time to time. We just haven't really done that much on WUBRG, and we haven't had a chance to do it as like a group yet. But so here is a Stoneforge Mystic. Not going to do a lot.
Yeah, it's another Squire.
Yep.
We've got some Squires this game, and they can attack Jaces, so that's good.
Yeah.
But they do get bounced.
So
it's hard to say.
Yeah.
Gibboism, Shardless Bant seems like an interesting idea. I don't know if I would run the Thopter combo in it.
People did, I believe, because I've actually seen a very similar deck on the open. I don't remember it placing stupidly well. But
I do like Bant as a color combination though in Legacy. Like there were the blue Zoo decks that ran
And we missed
Coddles
oh wow,
and Jaces.
We've missed a lot of people following, so I'm gonna go ahead and Vesti, thank you for the follow. XBAM FX1, thank you for the follow. Okay, and then we didn't miss anybody else. Tap Tundra for the ponder. Misplay. I agree. Drink. Nah. Yep, there's the batter skull. It's a 5/5. Because humility is making the token a 1/1. Oh, there's the force of will.
And that should get forced back if he has a blue card. Just
and he does. He's got a lot of
choose a
blue
brainstorm. That's
there's a daze.
daze.
Gonna pay his.
Oh, the double daze. Bob's still not doing a whole lot. Oh jeez.
Oh goodness. Lapharus, thank you. J Mexican.
Oh,
Blazingkin. Thank you.
McKinley and Lapharus. Welcome, guys.
Appreciate
Thank you for the follows. We've got so many follows. That's awesome, guys. Thank you for sticking around. I know some people were not so cool about.
Yes, Bogner. Thank you for following. You followed awesome, a while ago. I didn't have this set up, this wonderful thing that actually tells me things. There's the Pyroblast. Oh, wait. Bogner followed now.
Hey, Bogner!
Bogner's just following now. This is great.
No one expects the double days. It is the Spanish Inquisition of Delver matchups. Yes.
My wife loves the sounds. How shotgun. Like she tunes in every once in a while. So if I'm ever streaming and Satsu Kawaii chimes in, then that's my wife. She has no idea what's going on, but she likes
Domi 96. Thank you so much for the follow. That is super awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, that's fantastic.
However, if the 96 refers to they were born in 96, that makes me feel a little.
Fans of Magic, I'm all for that.
Oh no, I am too. I am 100%. I hope that this game lasts for 1,000,000 years. Oh, all right.
Explosives.
So, I imagine that's going to be on 2. Oh, that is correct. It is in fact on 2.
There might be some card advantage gained by using the Injured Explosives to take
a
3 cards
for
of
1?
Bob aggro.
Yeah, this is why I didn't like Bob jamming that second Rest in Peace. There was no reason to play it at all. And now he's going to get punished for it. Not that Zinni's going to have a ton. I mean, it looks like Zinni's got Counterspell, Stoneforge Mystic, and Ponder.
So he sees Council's Judgment, Pitch Lane, and Counterspell. Those don't really do anything for him right now, so he's going to shuffle that back.
Yeah.
That seems like a wise choice. He needs stuff to.
Actually,
I think he needs stuff to do right now because he's in a really commanding spot. He can take away basically all of Bob's board and
Bob's Burgers.
He might even take Bob's Burgers. He might just go in and swipe him.
I want like McDonald's. That sounds good. I don't know. Not a lot of people say that. So yeah, I imagine. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Zinni's not going to play his Stoneforge until he cracks the explosives. Which did we see just another fetch there? It looks like it. Yep. All right, so going down to 18. All right, so that means Bob's hand is just 2 more lands, right? Yeah, because of the double day. Yeah, because of the double days. So there's a meddling mage, which he better not play it into the board, like into this. Okay, all right, there we go. Going down to 12. Yeah, Zinni's not really caring because.
Howie Checkham, that is an awesome idea. I like the square of carpet instead of a plate mat. But it should just be like a shag hunk of carpet.
Yeah.
That you're playing on.
Oh, I like that. All right, so there's the Gataxian Probe, and he's just paying 2 life for it. So he's gonna go down to 16. I don't know if I pay 2 life for the Gataxian Probe. I guess like he's hoping maybe he rips a. Because even then he's got tons of mana, so I don't know why you'd pay the 2 life.
This is before playing the land for the turn, right?
Yeah.
So he still has.
Yeah, he can still play another land.
Yeah, I don't necessarily like that.
Because even if he ripped a True Name Nemesis, he can still cast it. I don't know if Bob runs Jace. So so he's got Brainstorm and Meddling Mage in hand. Yeah, I don't know.
So the Squire getting in there.
Yeah. So.
And then we're digging.
Peer through the depths, getting it. So why
Isn't it Ancestral Memories? Is that the blue 2 look at 7 take 2 card? That this
is there one?
Yeah, there is. It's from like Weatherlight or something.
I know, like it's
Chat,
like,
help us out.
It's like I know Super Peer Through the Depths, but
yeah, it's a Super Peer Through Depths, but it was printed. There's a version of it that was in a deck long ago. Might have been standard legal, so it could be in the old deck standard, but like
it was quad blue.
I don't know if it was. It might have been 3 blue and a 2, or I think it cost 5.
Okay.
And you looked at 7 and took 2.
Oh, all right. Was it instant or sorcery?
It was instant.
God, this is a riveting game of Magic.
But did we see what he took?
No. Oh well, he's got a counterspell, land. He's still got the Stoneforge Mystic, so he's just running this out. I mean, I guess the humility is there. So that he can trade with the Stoneforge. That's fine. So
it was Ancestral Memories, but it was sorcery, not an instant.
Okay. And
it was in 7th and in Mirage.
So
the Dan, thank you for figuring it out, figuring part of it out. It was in 7th. You were correct.
Okay. There's a 1/1. Yeah. Still not doing anything. Okay.
But they're not even Squires. They're
no, they're just 1/1s.
What's a 1 mana
Mod
no
Fanatic?
Text?
Oh, no text.
Yeah, no text 1/1.
Fuck. I haven't been. I haven't. Don't know if I've ever been asked this.
Anybody in chat know? What's a 1/1 that has just flavor text or no text at all?
I just like legitimately can't think of one that doesn't have any abilities. I can't think of one off the top of my head. So he's just gonna trade for that. Oh, Bob, yeah, you can't take that back, my man. It's just a 1/1. Yep, there you go. Eager Cadet. Pearl Trident.
Thank you.
Done.
Mortal Chaos. Wonderful.
Yes.
You got it.
Oh, I mean, Soldier Tuck, sure. Oh, Fugitive Wizard. No, Fugitive Wizard. Oh, no, yeah. That is just a 1/1 for 1. Fugitive Wizard. Okay. Yep.
With no ability text?
Yeah. So. Oh, hey, look, there's a Jace.
And Chuck being a good guy and getting the big dice so we can all see.
Yeah, which is good. So, for the love of God, Zinni, just tick that Jace up and win. I believe in you. And Bob, like, what if... Oh, God.
Bob trades in the Merfolk of the Pole Trident with Zinni's Merfolk of the Pole Trident.
All right, there you go. Fate Seal.
Eager Cadet, also an option.
That looks like a Wasteland.
So he's good with that staying.
Yeah. I mean, Zinni's got a million lives.
Mon's Goblin Raider, also another wonderful option. Thank you,
okay.
E. Flores, 48th.
All right, there we go.
You must have a very extensive family history done, Flores, if you were the 48th E. Flores.
It's true.
You've done some research.
Good. Fate Seal. Again, land, keep it on top. Yeah.
Bob doing the smart thing and shuffling after he kept it on top. Hoping to get
maybe, but I mean, like, again, this...
or...
Well, sure, but this also goes back to the game of... like, just messing with your opponent. Like, the game of Magic Layers.
Yes.
Whether or not...
Levels, even.
Yeah. Magic's like a parfait or an onion, depending on...
An onion
whether
parfait,
you're
that's kind of gross.
Whether you're Donkey or you're Shrek. Okay? Shrek goes with the onion metaphor. Donkey goes with the parfait metaphor.
Okay.
But either way, layers, you got to figure out what's going on.
I don't know, with Jace here, with how important this is, like how he just has the game won if he just Fate Seals correctly, like, I think I don't try and play games there,
Yeah,
you always leave it on top if they have a fetch.
It looks like Chuck is Oh wait, yeah, no, they can't name anything because. So. Yeah,
You've
no, and
gotta one up them. Thank you, Ryan.
I agree with Bogner. Bogner was saying never, if they have a fetch, always leave it on top no matter what. But if you like, you gotta alternate some turns. What you're doing.
This was eye gouge.
Hello.
Eye gouge.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
So thank God, Zinni. Come on, tick that bad boy up. You're so close. One more tick and then an ult. Then we're okay. So close. So very, very close.
Close it, sir. Thank you.
He's
got a response to protect the Jace.
Swords of Plowshare.
And the Mons Goblin Raider is, or the Eager Cadet.
Ooh,
going forward, but he's got a counter battle.
Yeah, but too
no
bad.
Battle at all.
Oh, he doesn't care. He's got a counter spell.
Wait, did he
hand.
just take 2 off?
Oh, yep. Yeah.
Then he only lost 1 there, my man.
Oh. Well, is that something you can miss? It's not a trigger. That's a state based, right? Like, so it's a 1/1. Like, you can't lie about.
I don't think you can lie about damage. No.
Yeah, yeah. Which I think Chuck is. That's why it moved up to a 3.
Thank you, Chuck.
Oh,
and
there's a blood moon.
moon for added.
Why not?
So Bob got mountains.
Oh,
instead of burgers, he has mountains, which don't make burgers.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't.
He can make mud huts.
Yeah, but this also it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at this point. Like, I mean, Zinni really should have just popped the engineered explosives. Like, maybe he's worried about Bob having ancestral or booze crews.
Not anymore.
And like doing it that way. So, oh god, Zinni, just end this game, my man. Just
energy field.
Oh,
so that doesn't matter because he can he can still take Jane.
Oh, there's
Helm
Helm.
of Obedience.
All right, thank you, sweet God. All right. So, all right, good. Now he needs a mode to finish him off. I agree. And so it looks like Bob's got a white border card and which is a Rev Blast and a Stoneforge Mystic. All right.
So an artifact just kind of wins the game.
Artifact does win the game. Look at that.
Bam. It resolves.
And okay, yeah, he doesn't have. He has no responses.
A fake force of will.
Let's see.
Activate targeting you
for 1.
No misdirection.
Can you? No.
Well, that's only spells.
Yeah, you
Isn't
could.
there another card that can move triggered abilities?
A triggered ability? I'm sure there is.
Maybe that would be some tech.
Yeah. No. I'm trying to think. Is it one of the oozes that does it?
Kill him with his own hate class. Yes, Simeon.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree.
And there's the handshake. Zinni actually wins the round with 6 minutes left.
Oh, I know. This is amazing.
Do you want to see if the Miracle and some Dredge is still going?
I don't think any other matches are going, but I'll bring the camera back. And I'll go check to see if any other matches are going. And if not, then we'll do a quick sign off. So I'll be right back.
Okay. So we did. He won. Guys. He won. All those people. That's 4 drinks. For those counting. They did shake Texas Ranger. I think they did. Kylam, thank you for being a good sport.
All right. So,
no matches.
No matches. And there actually was a Elves player in the thing. He just hit it. So sorry guys, could have had Elves. Jeffrey, if you're still watching, definitely do apologize for that. So, thank you, Kalen, for keeping your word. All right, so yeah, guys, that's gonna be it. So we're gonna head out here now.
Yeah, we had
a little bit.
We had a good 4 rounds.
Yeah, I'd say so.
We got a good for those who
questionable on some of this stuff, but
questionable plays, but that still has some value in learning.
Good. Yes.
So that's always like for those people who joined us late or have interest in watching the archives. They always go up on YouTube to come and see and watch again. I know I gained a lot of value after watching the match that I played on camera again, and just having that opportunity. So
and that'll be up.
Certainly check them out. We had awesome match with Dredge. We had some bug. We had some awesome punishing fire action with some value.
And so in the matches will all be up. Match should be up later on tonight, into the morning. Match records, honestly, I don't know, or like the actual game times. I don't know when I'll be able to do it, so it's going to be a little bit of blocky. But yeah, so Thursday night, 7:30 Central Time. We stream from
Genki Toro. Yes. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, so 7:30s on Thursdays Central Time. We'll stream from MTG Card Market. 7 o'clock we start on Mondays at Chicagoland Games Dice Dojo. This Thursday, normally I'm manning the helm with somebody else, but this Thursday, since I'll be at the GP, we're leaving on Thursday, so we're going to have Andrew and Mr. Tyler in the booth, so they'll be doing stuff. I'll be in the chat with you guys because we'll be driving and I'll be harassing people. Make sure they're doing stuff at a degree that I don't even do. And then, so yeah, so definitely guys check out the YouTube channel. Please subscribe to us there. Follow us here if you'd like. We'd really appreciate that. Like us on Facebook. Check out that stuff. I'll be the first to tell you yeah, so Tyler is the white tiger, so you have to,
two very pale gentlemen coming in.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Working the cast.
So, yeah, so appreciate it, guys.
Are you playing on Thursday, Ryan?
Yeah.
Card Market. We'll put you on camera. Let's do this.
Yep, and I'll see about getting some carpet to play because that'd be great. But yeah, so
if
anybody
it's shag carpet,
how
disorienting would that be for your opponent?
That'd be pretty good. But yeah, so anybody that's going
to nestle a ancient tomb.
Yeah. So anybody that's going to be at the GP, please stop by. At least I will have a shirt on. I'm relatively large, and I'll have a thing that says WUBRG right across my chest. So hopefully one of our group with T-shirts will be doing well enough to get on camera. So yep. But with that, guys, we're gonna head out. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you everybody that followed tonight and that has followed in the past.
Definitely.
Really appreciate everybody that just tuned in. Really appreciate everybody watching. So once again, guys, good night. We'll see you on Thursday, and have a good next couple days.
Bye.
Bye.